let's see, is it working? Okay, 3. It is working. Okay. All right. So this is going to be the first YouTube stream of the Project Zomboid Architect series. Welcome. I have been doing this on Twitch, and I have been loving it, but I've been wanting to kind of advertise it to a wider audience. So welcome, guys. I'm going to be pretty much just making buildings for a city today. More or less as I do it on Twitch, but pretty much the whole goal of the stream is going to be to plug the Twitch. I hate to sound so shallow with that, but I've been doing it on there, and I like the streaming interface a little bit better thereupon. So if you guys do the Twitch, I would love to have you join me on there. And we've been doing these kind of collaborative building creations over the week. Actually over the last couple of weeks. So I just wanted to kind of make people aware of it. Not every single building that you're going to see is my own original work. So for example, this one right here, or like these kind of reddish apartments with some of the plants growing on them, are the work of one mapper named Sergeant Spazman, whom I haven't heard from in a while. But what else is there? Hello, welcome. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, one and all, young and old, men and women, and children. Welcome. Why do they say men, women, and children? I don't know. Is that to say that children are... I guess they aren't men or women. They're boys and girls. Boys and girls of all ages. Welcome. Anyway, so some of these are Sergeant Spazman's works, but a lot of them are my own original work, or just something that was inspired by a viewer that they had suggested as we were doing the building creation. And it's a great way to motivate myself to do it. And I think it's kind of fun for you guys because you guys get to learn about how to create the maps while maybe suggesting that I try certain things with them. And eventually it is all going to be incorporated into this large map that I'm creating called Asherville. That's currently the name of it. I just have nothing to name it. If you have a better name, email it to me and I would love to know. Mr. Amphibian, they say men and women and children because they view men as more important, which is more bigot. I won't allow that. Let's see. Nick says, what's the performance of this map? I notice a lot of buildings in vanilla are not like 5 floors. Okay, so for this map, it's probably pretty low performance. And that's something I'm going to learn later on as we go. But there are some maps that are pretty demanding. So one that I often take as an example is Drayton. But I have loaded in much of this map, and some of it's worked. Though I have gotten a flashing black screen sometimes, so it's definitely possible that we'll have to separate it out more as we go along, but who knows? I mean, since it's still in early access and it's all still legal through the building editor, hopefully there'll be a way to optimize it or something like that. Otherwise, it'll just be a pipe dream, and I think it's kind of fun to make SimCity in this way. Hey, welcome, Zoe. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. And I'm just going to say it again. Just keep plugging it as we go throughout the stream. If you guys have Twitch, please use Twitch instead. Not instead for everything, but I just find its streaming interface a lot easier to use than the YouTube. So I'm going to kind of keep on plugging that as we go with notifications from the Twitch one, because that's really what I'm working on here, because my YouTube has kind of outgrown the size of my Twitch. And I want you guys to have all the different platforms on there. I think that'd be cool. We've got a good little community there too, growing. And it's small and it's tight-knit right now. Hey, it's Dark Mark. What's up, man? I wish this town wasn't so ghetto because making a Whole Foods would be funny. Right now I'm not on Twitch, Nicholas, but I would rather be using that interface because it's much simpler, I think. Anyway, what is the tallest building in Vanilla Project Zomboid? I believe that the tallest one in the base game is about 5 floors. Currently, what I was thinking of doing was, I'm just going to go out of notifications for 1 second. I want to go into Asherville. Okay, so what you basically have to do when you create a map, let's just see if we can find one spot. So right here, where was it? Not along there. I believe, well, let's just check out this part, because we were in World Ed for a second, and we wanted to put down, aha, there it is. Okay. So if we want to put down, like, say, for example, some stop signs or something like that. That was kind of what I wanted to do for this stream. Hey, thanks. Appreciate it, Dwayne MCN. Once again, that's everybody's Twitches are going to show up on there. So the map itself is ambitiously going to be 24 cells, but I don't think I'm ever going to get there, so I've brought it down to 2. It's definitely big. But as we go along, if you guys have any suggestions then I would definitely incorporate them. Yeah, Past, I'm definitely going to be streaming on Twitch. I've been doing that pretty much on the daily as we go. Thanks, Captain Aw. Appreciate it. Enjoy a cool, refreshing can of Flarp on your day. All right, so one thing that I'm going to do, and one thing that secretly annoys me about the building editor, is that you need to, whenever you create something, you need to look at it in World Ed to reference it, and then you need to go back out into, whatchamacallit, Tiles Ed to actually affix it to your map. So if I go here, hey, thank you, Zoe. Appreciate that. All right, so I think I'm going to go here to Tiles Ed, and I'm just going to see if I can get a few basic road signs going here. Now, I have to kind of like measure and guess exactly where I am here. But if we can go into road furniture. Thank you, Natsu. Appreciate it. So once again, that is all on the Twitch. If you guys do use that, then I'd encourage you to do it. If you don't use it, then don't feel like you have to. But what was I going to say? Sometimes in terms of like streamer goals, it does limit you if you have one platform so much larger than the other, which is one reason I do that. Anyway, parking meter. We're going to add this in. Now we need to be set on the paintbrush tool. Are we doing that? No, we're not on that. Okay, now we've got it going. And we want to set this to a higher floor overlay, too. Thank you, Barcotics. Weren't you on there the other day? Make a pet store. Ooh, a pet store would be fun. The only problem with it is that I can't think of too many native tiles that would work with it, but often you can find them in there. That's a good idea, CMK. So as we go along, I want to kind of educate in this process because I've learned a lot about it. I'm by no means a complete expert, but I'm definitely proficient in the mapping tools, though there are certain areas where I kind of blank out. So let's keep on going with, no, we need furniture. So if we could get a street light in there. And now, would I do it with this tool or this one? I'm much better with the building editor. We've got the BMP map right there. Can we at least draw in some traffic lines? Okay, then the traffic lines are all right. So we're going to put a few of those down. Now, in the middle of a town like this, I imagine they would have, what do large cities have in the middle of the traffic line? Is it like that? No, that is not the middle. Is this the middle? Are you my mother? There we go. Okay, so we want to do a big yellow line down the middle. And maybe, you know what? Actually, let's do dotted yellow lines. So I don't really know a better way to do this than this. So let's just do maybe, what is it, two? Two at a time? I have to remember exactly how they look in the main game because you want to match exactly, more or less, what the main game looks like. Welcome, welcome. Adding an ice cream shop. We could do that. Actually, you know what? Better than doing Tiles Ed would be just adding in a few of the buildings that I've shown to you guys. So I did do a building to advertise this. So maybe we should just start off with an apartment building. So this was the one that we made the other day. Let's furnish it first, and then we'll get into one that we create. And I'll just kind of familiarize you with some of the tools that you can use in here. And I mean, feel free to make your own maps as you go through. I'm going to try to explain as much of what I'm doing as possible, sort of in practice for creating a tutorial on map making, because I think it's something valuable to the community. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to go into building now, and I'm going to show all the object shapes, highlight current floor, and show grid. So this makes it a little bit easier for me to work with. And one thing that I noticed the other day was that our building did not have a floor in it, so we need to add one. I'm actually going to add one from the roofs section, because I don't think I'm going to even have any items spawn in here. So let's go into flat top right here. This looks complicated, LOL. I'd follow you on Twitch, but they stole my Twitch. They have denied access to my Twitch account. Well, when you get it back, I'd appreciate it. How can I... let me see. They will add animals sometime. Yes, animals are slated for the Build 42 release, I believe. I've seen some images of some deer grazing in the wild, but I've unfortunately not encountered any of them. But yeah, no, there's definitely going to be animals soon. I think it's one of the first ways that they're implementing kind of smarter AI in the game. Because when you think about it, it's probably not that hard. And, you know, I say this from a layman's perspective, but I'll say it. It's probably not that hard to implement zombie AI. It's basically just pathfinding in, like, what, finite state machines or something like that. But then after you get past that, animals are pretty similar. When you want to think of like more long-term planning, as would characterize humans, then you're talking a bigger bill. Okay, so let's see what else. We're gonna need to find some apartment furniture, so I'm just scrolling through the tile set right now, see what I can find. Thank you, Rathodon. Once again, we're going on to Twitch. As much as possible, I'd like to bring the daily streams over there, and then I'd like to do YouTube once a week. I don't forsake YouTube in this way. Though for me, in terms of a casual day-to-day stream, it's often more easily done on Twitch, and then I'll do some on YouTube. But it has gotten me to where I am today. So am I going to make these studio apartments? I may, Mark. I may. And Mark actually sent me... Thank you, CMK. I appreciate that. I may go over to... studio apartments, and I want to make kind of apartment buildings of different characteristics, because to a certain extent you can rotate the buildings and get away with it. There are some rotations that you can't really do. Like a tile like this, if I rotate it, it becomes something that doesn't really make sense as a rotation. It's just a different sort of iteration of it. Thank you, DJ Thing. I appreciate that. Enjoy some flarp. Okay, so let's see. I think it's potentially plausible that these people could have been exercising a lot. We could have some sort of like, I don't know, American Psycho apartment where you have the guy doing sit-ups all the time. Oh, wait a minute. I just learned a new control. Control seems to... control is definitely a control. I can't wait to watch that stupid barking dog get devoured. I'm excited to see the new animal models, and I think that once they add in whole new models to the game, I think a lot of modders will feel more open to experimenting with different, I don't know, like wireframes and other things like that. I mean, think of all the different possibilities that are offered by animals. It was offered up in some of the news and dev posts that you might have made all the zombies into skeletons or something like that. So there seems to be some flexibility with the current build, you know? And I have seen a little bit of the new tool, AnimZ. I have not touched it much, though. But it looks powerful. Okay, no house is better made a home than with some indoor plants. So we had put one up here the other day on Twitch when we were doing like a moving floor. So somebody was moving out of their house. And let's just put plants in some various places. You know, just spice it up a little bit. Not everybody furnishes their house in exactly the same way. A closed down gas station or auto shop that's fenced in with a bunch of wrecked or broken, rotted cars and trash. Every town has one of those. Maybe toss in a homeless camp in the woods. We did do a dump the other day. I'm just going to save my apartment for a second. Let's reopen. We'll go back here. And I have a lot of these stored on my computer. I really need to index them better. But right now I'm just sort of the, like, you know, your imagination goes wild right now. So I made a dump here. Actually, you know what would be a better way to do this is let's just not show the grid. Let's take away the object shapes. Now, this is more or less what a dump would look like in the game. I haven't seen any of these in the vanilla game, though I know Atox Warrior put some into his own map. I really like the look of this, so I'd like to incorporate it into a larger map. So those are a couple of our options for today. For right now, what I think I'd like to do is just to create a whole new apartment. I've showed you some basics of what you can do with the tile set. To new, I suppose it's new YouTube folks, because I suppose that the Twitch folks are more used to me, like, on all the tools that I use in here. So I don't think I'm going to actually furnish this entire apartment. I think I'd rather just make an entirely new apartment with your input. So, does anyone have any suggestions as to what type of apartment we should make? Mark suggested, what was it? Like a studio apartment. We could do a studio apartment. Let's just kind of open it up to the community right now. What kind of apartment do you guys want to see built? And I'll try to go about building it as we go and just explain some of the other things. And I'll take any kind of questions you have about the building editor or whatever you want to know about to the best of my knowledge as we go. Because I do like to make these somewhat educational. So just to make it clear, what type of building should we create? Or what type of apartment building should we create? Or like a city high-rise. There's some flexibility there, you know? A crack house, a stoner's apartment, or like a halfway house, okay? Isn't that what a halfway house is? I think that's what a halfway house is, anyway. Fortunately, I have not been in too many of them. We could put some vending machines in here, though. I'm not sure if this would make too much sense. Let's just furnish this a little bit more as you suggest all your screwed up ideas. Crack house, a U-shaped building, then each wing can have different room types. Okay, a U-shaped building would add some kind of geometric interest to it. We could do that. The American Psycho's condos. Okay, so like a very wealthy place. So our suggestions are ranging from the really upscale to the really downscale, to put it in a nice way. I think I'd rather do the really downscale because I've been working with a kind of crummy part of the neighborhood in what I've been doing here. What else do we need here? You know what? We could put in a map of the world. That would be nice. Maybe someone has like an educational interest in there. Well, they're in the bathroom or something like that. Halfway house for ex-prisoners. Add a gym to it. Can I create a Norwegian cabin? I like the idea of a cabin heading. Man, I really like how he has the. I can't remember what it is, but it's the Swedish. It's the Swedish O. Like Björn. I like that. Students' apartment, senior living apartments. We could do dorms, and dorms actually would be a fairly easy way to repeat some simple patterns. Doing loft apartments. I would refrain from loft apartments right now only because I did them the other day, but it's a good suggestion. A 4-story apartment where floor 1 is business and floor 2 to 4 is the luxury apartment. I feel like I like these, but I think I'm going to... I know it sounds screwed up, and I had accused you of being screwed up when I had first read it, but I think I'd like to do the halfway house only because so much of the rest of the city that I've created already is very dingy. I've got like some screwed up industrial building that looks like it's out of Resident Evil right here. I put like ashes in a human experimentation thing in one of the upper floors, so it's very, very messed up. I have a really shoddy car dealership over here too, so that's also it's also definitely on the lower end of things. Does anyone know what movie this was inspired by? Because somebody picked it out almost immediately in one of the last ones, and I wasn't even aware of it. As I was creating the building. You know, in fact, if we have it on a corner, we'll probably want to extend these wooden posts. I think at this point we'll probably do the halfway house because that's just gonna fit in the best. We did a dive bar the other day too. We'll just make it a very low class week. Okay, so let's do a halfway house. Is there anything in the backstory of this halfway house that we should know before we start building it? Otherwise, I'm open to little detail suggestions, but for me right now at the outset, it would probably be easiest to have a big picture feel. And I don't exactly know what a halfway... Okay, so like a stoner's apartment. Let's start with some basic questions. How many floors is this stoner's apartment? Björn. Björn, I got it. Great. Garden apartments. Could we do them like decrepit garden apartments? I feel like just anything that's very weathered tends to look very good with this game's tile set. And if you look at the Drayton map, it's testament to this. Halfway houses with cops. Okay, halfway houses have cops to parole ex-cons. So a halfway house, I was being an idiot back there. A halfway house is not what I thought it was. Okay, so we're just gonna make a drug addict / stoner's apartment. Like, remember Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad, where he was living? Let's go about with that. But maybe we'll make it slightly more urban. So we're gonna go into file, and if you want to create a building with the building editor, you can ask me or DM me or send me any kind of message on Discord, and I will lead you to the resources for building. But I will probably send you to some place where somebody else can help you because I just don't have time to work with every single person. But if you're really good at it, I will probably ask for your help. Okay, so for World Ed, and I will try to explain as I go throughout here. Secret room with a drug stash and hydroponics. I like the idea of hydroponics. It's Wargoat. How are you, sir? Just one apartment, but the stoner's apartment could be home to hoodlums or something. I like that. I like that. Part of the map of GTA 4. That's exactly what we're going for. Great. A castle. Okay, the halfway house is at a family home in the 80s and not been renovated since. I think we could... I like the idea of doing a residential zone, or like a residential kind of ghetto in the middle of our city nearby this kind of urban area, but I don't think I'm quite finished with the urban area yet. So let's go back into Tiles Ed. So if you create a map, you start off in Tiles Ed, you start off with something similar to this, except it probably doesn't have any terrain in it. I'll let you figure out that part. But when you want to create a building, I'm going to take you into tools, and this is where I spend the majority of time on my work on the Project Zomboid maps. We're gonna go new, and this just lets you create a template that you can then like paste into the world any place you want. So we'll go into, I don't really think I have any templates that I want to work off of here. Maybe urban I'll try urban apartment. I can't remember exactly what I did with this one. Okay, so we have only room. So I did not do this one right. So let's delete this one. We're going to go back to templates. Okay. Urban apartment. And I'm actually going to, I'm either going to change or delete this one because it's just confusing me at this point. So let's go, I'm going to call this drug den. I think it's very straightforward. First off, we have to pick out some walls for it. A grow room full of potted plants. I think that's probably going to be the giveaway for this place, to separate it from just a dingy apartment. That's a very good idea. Okay, so what kind of brick? We certainly aren't going to have this like very nice upscale Sims brick, but I want a very brick color because my neighborhoods tend to get somewhat samey. We could also make use of some of this player-built wall, I think, just to make it look extra decrepit. But I think for the exterior, we're probably going to want... I like this one because I haven't used it on anything else, but let me just do one last pass over. This one's too nice. We could vary brick colors if we wanted to, and we could also put a trim in it, but let's try it with either this one or this one because I haven't used them that much. You know what? I'm leaning toward this one. Okay, we'll use this one. Trim exterior wall. We won't want any trim, maybe a little bit on the outside, but we can probably add that in manually because I don't think I want it all around. What else do we need? We're going to need an exterior door. We should probably have some sort of... what would they have for a front door? I picture there being something like this for a front door. Like it was built at a time when it seemed nice, and then it just started to downgrade and get bad. We'll get this, because once again, it won't have those like inner city apartment. Well, we could add, bars over the windows later on if we wanted to. Curtains, yes, there should be curtains. But maybe makeshift, or maybe just kind of ones that were made in very poor taste. We'll put on these ones. Okay, shutters. We will need shutters. I picture places like this to have a lot of kind of utility items. I'll put in some kind of shoddy stairs. Roofs, we probably won't have roofs like this, so I'm just going to leave it as the default. Roof slopes. We could make it some cheap plastic, and the rooftops, we'll leave it as the default. Okay, so this is our drug den, and we'll have to add in some rooms as we go. All right, so we have our basic template set out for our building. Meth lab. Yeah, okay, so there could be several different types of drugs that are in here. A grow room, a meth lab. I'm going to write down a couple of these, or let's just make templates for them as we go. So... this is our... oh, we're still stuck on a different template. So let's do a new building, and we're going to go from drug den. Okay, I'm just going to make it 20 by 20. I don't want these buildings to be too large, because in general, I've made my buildings too large. Let's go with our first room, and we know that we're going to need a grow room. Okay, and I'm thinking it should be bricked around on the outside, only because they wouldn't have wanted people to know what they were growing in there. Okay. If you read the transcript of this stream, it's going to seem so messed up, but it's all in the interest of creating fiction, remember. Okay. Now let's see. I picture this sort of kind of shoddy looking hardwood, or if you see it in this light, it looks kind of shoddy. We'll add a light grime to everything. So we're going to go grime on the floors and on the walls. Just a light grime, though. Dark grime tends to look a bit too much. Okay. A door where the cops can't knock it down. Okay, so we could do like an added security door or some sort of hidden thing in it. Hey, Saints Gamer, how are you? You should leave the body of that chemist Jesse Pinkman shot. Quick question, when's the next Worm Man episode going to come out? Usually I do every other day, TSD fan. Oh, and to anyone new joining the stream, I would love it if you guys followed me on Twitch, because generally when I do these daily streams of Project Zomboid Architect, I'm doing them on Twitch. Just for the sake of utility, it's much easier to set up and do there. And I also want to be able to grow both platforms, because sometimes the way that YouTube promotes things is a little bit hazy, and it's easier to do it on Twitch, or just have multiple ways of getting in your ears. Thank you, Emperor McD. I appreciate that. So I have the link below if any of you guys want to follow me down there. But if you don't have Twitch, then don't feel pressured to use it. What was I going to say? So, let's start off with our rooms. We have grow room. Thank you, RetroSource TV. I appreciate that. Have a cool glass of Flarp. Okay, so we have our grow room, and now we need our lab. We're going to need, we'll call it meth lab to remind me. Yeah, because in 10 months from now, when I see this building again, I'm not gonna remember what lab was. I'd prefer meth lab. Verbal Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, we might also have a human cage in here. Like, you remember when they took Jesse prisoner? Who is it? You remember, like, that brotherhood that took them prisoner? My only knowledge of drugs is from Breaking Bad, embarrassingly enough. Thank you, Mr. Sanks. Mr. Sanks won. He's indexed. Or because Mr. Sanks was already taken. Okay, so for the lab, we want it to be sort of something more makeshift. Like, maybe part of this house was added on later on. So we'll give it an interior wall of wood. And I think I'll place those shoddy player-built ones somewhere else, because I think it would be cool if a player could go in and discover something that looked kind of, I don't know, hastily put up. Okay, so for our ground, we're going to want to be consistent across a lot of this place. So for the meth lab, let's make it look like it was a repurposed kitchen. So let's go with this tile. Can I put a Norwegian item that's... I'd love to do the cabin. And I was going to say, too, thank you, Bleach Acid. I appreciate that. I was going to say, if you guys ever have building ideas for me, come into the Discord and go under Project Zomboid modding and mapping, because that's where I do all of the suggestions, and it sort of serves as a running to-do list for me. Okay, so let's once again add a light grime to all of our rooms. Okay, so we have a grow room, we have a meth lab, and remember, I'm going to say that this is just to remind myself, a repurposed kitchen. Okay, so someone took a house, they repurposed the kitchen, they repurposed some room as a grow room. It could be the living room. What else could we do? Make it dangerous because there are chemicals. Okay, that could work. Steel Lex. I don't know how to make it dangerous, though. Maybe I could put some holes in the floor? We could work with that. Human cage in the meth lab. Okay. Like, maybe someone was found, or... like, if you recall in the first episodes of Breaking Bad, how they had to actually take out a body in the bathtub. I thought that was probably one of the most gruesome parts. Just absolutely disgusting, and also awesome from a, cinematic point of view, of course. Oh, we have not yet done a police station, a fire station, but I would like to get some more general utility purpose buildings in our map. Okay, so we have a meth lab, repurposed kitchen. We're also going to need, every house needs a bathroom. So we'll do that. I mean, even drug addicts need to pee. But we'll make it of some sort of wallpaper, like it looks like someone's grandma's house that was repurposed. Interior walls, I don't really know how large I'm picturing this place to be, but I think I'm basing a lot of my, my visual that I've got in my head off of that. We won't really need... No, actually, if it's your grandma's house, she can have a trim on the wall. Okay, and then if this is the bathroom, we need it to have some sort of distasteful tile that doesn't match. Grime on the floors, absolutely. Light grime, though, because we don't want to go too heavy. Once again, if you guys have any questions about map making as I'm going through, just feel free to ask them. One thing I'm going to do here is give them internal names, and I'm not 100% sure on these, but I'm going to name them as such. Now, meth lab, I might want to... I can't think of any, like, drug spawn items, so I'm just going to make it kitchen. And grow room will make... I don't think that there is an internal name definition that would even work for grow room, but we aren't even going to have a lot of loot spawns in there. Human cage. A skyscraper would be really cool. I agree, Doc. But I don't think that I'm equipped to create one. And they often... who is it that said it at the beginning of the stream? But I think a lot of the memory allocation does, go crazy. Or whatever it is. I don't really know game design. But when you create too much in the game. Okay, so we're going to do that. We have the grow room, we have the meth lab, we have the bathroom. I think those are the 3 minimum things that we need for this place. The shower needs to be dirty as fuck. Oh, we're going to add dirt. We're going to add blood all over the walls. Hi, Huggard. We need a garden. Saint says, am I doing a stream tomorrow? I will be doing a stream tomorrow, but I'll probably be doing it on Twitch. I plan to do one of these on YouTube each week, to repeat. Okay, we should do a big freezer. I like the freezer. I like this Henning. Got a good thing going here. Okay, so let's just be humble, like Kendrick, and let's start with these. Now, I'm thinking that it would be fun for this place if we raised it off the ground a bit. So let's start off immediately with our meth lab and our grow room in the basement. Oh man, yeah. If I get flagged on the YouTube transcript, I'm just gonna be. It's gonna be exactly what I deserve for saying all of these crazy things. But of course, it is a work of fiction that we're creating. Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, I'm a little wary of making this 10 by 10 because that tends to be a bit big in the game. So let's make it 8 by something. Okay, this is going to be our meth lab. It doesn't really make sense that it's the kitchen, but maybe it could have been a laundry room. I don't know. Okay, and then we'll add in a grow room. Okay, so that's a good start. We'll add in doors down. No, we don't want too many doors. We might even add a hill around it or something like that. But let's do this right away. We want there to be stairs up to like some sort of stoop that they have. I picture a lot of places like this they all have stoops, you know. Okay, then let's add in something like that. And then we'll just fill in the blanks here. We'll just use bathroom for everything right now because we want to just, I don't know, make it look like it makes sense. Wait, bathroom. No, accidentally I just added in roof. So let's do that. We'll take that away. Now this is all the bathroom. I know it won't all eventually be the bathroom, but let's make it about this tall just to get an idea of size because we don't want everything to be too boxy. Okay, immediately to me, that's way too boxy. So let's try to scale it down a bit. We're going to take off one. Let's just take off one from the entire building on all sides to start off. We'll go down a floor. We'll take off here. We'll take off here. We'll take off here. We'll go down one more, and we'll go down here. We might make the base a bit larger, but I don't think that bases were larger on these urban buildings. Do I plan to make very large and tall buildings, just like in game Skyhill, where you need to escape from it, you make your way through the floors? Cool idea for a separate game mode. I think that would be cool. I'm a little worried about memory allocation or whatever it is in the game. You know, performance that's impacted when you create too large buildings. But ideally, I would like to create a city because that's what a lot of people from the community have been hollering about. Hollering. God, I sound about 50 years older when I say that. But that's what they've been doing. People have been hollering. That's what they want in the community. That's what they need. Okay, so I'm thinking that a place like this would have staircases that would be pretty far in the back. We need, or even hidden in the back. We were having a big discussion in the modding community about how to hide things in buildings. Of course, I'm not going to be doing it so extensively here, but there's a good number of ways that you can hide a whole lot of stuff to players. Okay, so we'll have the staircase come down here, and it looks like that's checking out. Is it possible to have a broken wall? Like, imagine they blew something up, another entry to the building instead of the door. There are a few ways to create kind of fake entries here and there. Or just hide things. Like, I put a wall all around. Or if I can do this, have any of you played 7 Days to Die? Because I do have another building that I think hides things pretty well. We'll call this one Drug Den, because just name it after the thumbnail. But one thing that I'll just quickly show off right now, since we're talking so much about hidden entrances, is, what is it, the corn, oh, what is it, the evil, I think I called it evil, no, it was corn, I think it was secret corn facility. Okay, if you've ever played 7 Days to Die, aside from this part, you'll recognize this part almost immediately, because there is a corn facility in 7 Days to Die, and it's one of my favorite parts of the game. Even though that I've had my gripes about things in its development and whatnot, I really think that the game has a lot of flavor and shines in this part. So there's a corn facility where they're raising super corn in 7 Days to Die, and I wanted to mimic it in Project Zomboid with a custom building. So I did, and I tried to make it look like they were creating some sort of perfect greenhouse room in which to raise corn. Is it possible to make a basement? Unfortunately, not yet. But in the future, it would be nice if we could. But you can sort of add your own fake basements. Yeah, good question. Good question, James. I would like to see it added to the building editor, but I'm sure that there are a million to-dos on their list in Project Zomboid. So I try to never ever ask anything. Oh my God, I can't imagine how obnoxious I must seem as a creator. But I would like to, this is my way of hopefully one day contributing something to the game that has helped my channel grow. I started playing Project Zomboid when I think I had like 10 subscribers, so it's been with me since. Okay, let's see how normal this looks if we just bring this back a bit, because I think that's too extreme, and I'd rather add vegetation there to make it look... Okay, you know what? That's not completely unacceptable. I'm okay with this. I think we need windows, but we need it in a way that it still makes the drug den at the bottom seem secret. CDA has Z level, so that can be that hard. Is Jay Clark, are you referring to Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead? I really do like the look of that game. I'd like to give it a try. Unfortunately, I've never tried it, but I've seen Cromulent Archer do quite a lot of it. Okay, so now that we're in the drug den part of the building, really good segue, I know. But now that we're in the drug den part of the building, let's see. It looks like that's the church door. Some of these tiles have strange behaviors because they're meant to be in one part of the game. I'm going to go with this metal door right here. And then this, we said, was our grow room. Okay, so we want to add a lot of lab furniture there. So let's go into vegetation. I'm thinking vegetation. We might want to have... Now, hydroponics means no dirt. Hydro means water, and ponics means plant. Hydroponics. Now, I don't know, where does ponics come from? Anyway, we're going to need to set up something that looks vaguely like hydroponics in here, and then the lab we'll have over here. But now that you mention it, if I were creating a drug den, what I would have would be much more room for the plants. So let's have our grow room extended here. Okay, so then that's plenty of room for the grow room, and then the lab is back here. Is the door in the right place? It looks fine to me. Okay, now let's go to... It should be under community medical. We're going to find something in here. Okay, it looks like I'm going to need to go to the repurposed tile set that I made, and I think that was called medical stuff, the way that I renamed it. Yeah, here we go, medical stuff. Okay, so we're going to add in a lot of stuff that looks like it belongs in a meth lab. You can pretty much just repurpose a lot of these tiles, more or less for anything. So we'll add in 2 of these things, just some vague pink fluid. The first game you featured was Dying Light. I thought Man, I remember that War Goat. The Dying Light stream. Wow, that's a real reach back for this channel. But those were the best of days, weren't they? I actually gave it up for a while after that. Okay, let's add some more of this furniture. And I'm not really feeling this. You know what? Let's go into fixtures. I think it's fixtures counters. Yep, here it is. And we're going to add in some metal tables, because this is what you would probably find if you went into a lab. And then we'll go into fixtures sinks, and there are some really good sinks in this tile set. Don't know how they did these, whether it was pixel art or whether they modeled it in 3D, but they look really good. The perfect corn, my god. Welcome, Burn Toaster. So once again, to reiterate, since the stream keeps growing, if you guys want to join me for daily streams, I do them on Twitch. I've put the link down below, and we're doing a lot more building creation. So I would say that there's more individual input still as we go on there. So if you want to kind of join for a really homey stream, check that down below. I would really appreciate it if you guys followed there. If you do have Twitch, but if you don't use it, then don't feel any pressure. Let me see. Okay, so let's go with the grow room now at this point. There's several different tile sets in Project Zomboid to get vegetation going. We could do Industry Railroad. No, it should be under Vegetation Outdoor. Okay, so here we go. Vegetation Farm. Let's try this. Thank you, the world is a toilet. The world is a toilet. I am so sorry that you feel that way. But thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, let's add in... I'm just starting off with the really naive approach by adding these things in. I don't think that they look at all like what I would put hydroponics in. Well, which plant looks the most like cannabis in the... I mean, even cannabis is becoming legal now. Where are they? What would be the plant that would most likely... Dang, what should we put in here? I don't know what Project Zomboid building tile looks the most like cannabis to you. I could do this, but they all look like... I don't know, none of them look like that type of plant. Does YouTube Live allow you to play background music without getting a copyright strike? I think some of it, but for right now, I tend to lose focus when I put on background music. I'm probably going to stream for about an hour. So which one? Oregano, possibly oregano. Oregano. Okay. What we could do is go into vegetation ornamental. Okay, actually, I don't want to make it look like the guy was secretly growing cabbages in here, but I think that these might look a little bit better if we had this kind of stuff growing down there. I mean, we could put this in there. What would that look like? Rotting corn in the basement? We could have that happening. Vegetation ornamental. Maybe we'll leave it at that right now, because it's not really something that I imagine that a player would be able to harvest. I think that there is a mod where there are cannabis plants in the game, but for right now, let's just use that as our kind of fill-in. And then let's start filling out the rest of this house. Now, the main reason why I wanted to create this, because I wanted to create some sort of like dingy, kind of low, scummy place. Where it looked like it would fit in with the rest of my neighborhood. So we've got that. We've got that. Let's now add in some sort of railing along here. Now, I guess it would have been made in a better time than it kind of went down. And so let's add in a fence like this. Okay, we're going to add in this fence. I find placing fences in the building editor is one of the most satisfying things that you can do. So let's do this and this. And we'll probably add a large post in on each of these parts. Okay, so it's kind of like a too formal for what it's worth. And that's more or less what I'm going for. So let's add in that. Okay, this looks pretty good to me. If we go up a floor, I can't think of quite anything else in the game that looks like that. You know, we may even want to add in this, because it's starting to look a bit Resident Evil to me. And I like that, and I'm willing to go along with it. Let's just look at it from afar. That's okay. It looks like it was made in a wealthier time, and then it kind of went down. Which is pretty much just what I was going for. Okay, now what we could do, and I'm thinking of this, since we want it to be kind of a dingy apartment, we could make it that it's divided in two like this, and that one person owns one half and the other person owns the other, but that wouldn't explain the upper floors, so I don't know, maybe I'll avoid that. What do I think about adding a moonshine station? That sounds awesome. I'd love to. We could add an indoor bar. I think that would work. Okay, so let's go into... I think I have a tile set for bar in here as well. We could add like somebody's personal bar. Like that was all that they spent their money on. Okay, just like that. Okay, that gives us some options there. Though I may need to... No, actually, that wouldn't make any sense in the very front. What we mainly want to do is just get a few basic rooms in here. So let's add in one more. Let's get in living room. And we'll have a living room, and we'll definitely need bedrooms. Okay, bedroom. And then we'll also need, let's see, we have a bathroom, living room. We have a kitchen that's been repurposed for a meth lab. But then let's also add in a real kitchen, because even drug addicts need to eat. Okay, we'll do that. Kitchen, bedroom. And the internal name on these is also bedroom, or often whatever it is. Some of them are very straightforward. Some of them you have to look up, though. Okay, so let's see. For our living room, we want the interior walls to be some really ugly wallpaper, I think. So let's add in something just ungodly terror. Let's add in... Maybe not quite that saturated. Let's add in this one for our living room. Okay, living room, like a wallpaper that looks like it belongs in the bathroom. Floors, we could do this. Let's add in, let's keep the floors simple. We'll do it the same thing as we had in part of the basement. Grime on the floors, yes, we'll always take grime. We'll always take the light grime. Okay, the bedrooms, we'll do another distasteful wallpaper. Maybe this one. Oh wait, we already have that one. Let's have mismatching distasteful ones. I don't know, my buildings might look too mixed up when I put them in the game. Dive bar at the bottom and the apartment's door beside it. Do I actually have my dive bar out? I should show you the dive bar. Okay, let's go trim interior walls. I'll do that right after I design this room. Floors, we could keep on going with that wood. Grime on the floors, yes, again, we'll go with the light grime. Okay, and let's go look at that. So I have open here a... dive bar. Okay, so this was the one that we worked on the last time. And this one is nearing completion, though it still has a few details that need to be done. So what I'm basically trying to do as I create this drug den is make something with this sort of similar flavor. And on the roof, if we could just turn off our view, if we could just not show the grid or the object shapes, we want to add this kind of weathering, because I think that this is really what makes the maps come to life. This combined with a few other looting areas. Actually, come to think of it, for this one, what we should do is add in a few lootable objects here, because players otherwise have no incentive to come to this roof. And you have to be thinking like a game designer as you create these things. Not only are you thinking as an artist, but also as a game designer as you go through the whole thing. So I just hope it all runs when people start. That'll be the first complaint. Okay, we'll go with that. And then carpentry. Let's add in a few boxes just randomly. We don't want to cover up our grime that we added. Let's just add in a few boxes around here. And we'll save that one. So that immediately looks better to me. Let's add in one more just to even it out a bit. Okay. We'll save that. So we're trying to do something similar with our drug den. So if you have any suggestions in that way, that would help. Same person designed door opens up into the living room. I think that would probably be appropriate, at least where I am from. Many doors open up into the living room. I can only imagine how bad this building would smell. A garlic museum, drug den, interesting, and hello, welcome. Okay, so let's add in some of the fun stuff as we go. First off, in the lab, okay, this player built really terrible looking table would work. And let's just move that. Sometimes you do need to move things because they're hard to place. Okay, there we go. And then we want another table. Ooh, that was not the right spot for it. And can I change the facing on this? I do not know how to do that. Okay, so then let's delete it and let's just place another one in there. We could do that, and then we could remove it. There we go. Okay, I moved the table, and that looks more like a drug den lab to me now. Yep, that's the spitting image of it. Okay, so let's go in, and we'll make a living room. We could do an entryway later, but I think I want to start with this. We'll make it like that large. And then what else could we add? So currently this is all designated as bathrooms. So what we might be better off is just defaulting to everything being living room as we go, which is more or less the same as hall. We may get rid of that staircase altogether. Okay, so now we're going to need a living room. We're going to need some bedrooms. Let's do 2 bedrooms up here. I think we'll do one on this side. 3x4 seems enough to me. And then we'll do one on this side. And we're also going to have to add in more wallpaper. So let's go into... And when you want to actually add walls in between your rooms, if they're separated like this, you need to do it in this way. Okay, do we want that middle door? I don't think we would have something quite so terrifying for a door. So let's do something that looks kind of... yeah, that... I don't like the look of it, even though that it's bad. Okay, that looks better to me. So we'll use that. In fact, let's separate these doors a bit more. Now, we want to put them in the middle of the hallway as best we can, because we don't want to impede player movement either. The grow room needs lights, otherwise those plants are I agree. We should. Ooh, I don't remember where. I think they're lighting outdoor. Okay, here we go. Lights should be under lights. That would actually be a great hint. Who said that? Thank you, Harry. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's... Harry, he's so good. All right, let's add it in for this. Now we need to do outdoor. I have a specific one in mind. I think that this looks the most kind of weird. These lights definitely do look weird. Okay, we'll put them on the edge. I don't believe that we can put them on the opposite wall, so we'll just kind of spam them all over this wall. But that's pretty good. Okay, this looks more like a grow room with purple or blue light. Yes, we would. Otherwise, we would add colored lights in, though I don't believe that they're actually in the game right now. It would be awesome if they were in there, though. Stealing off the power grid for free. You know, I wanted to do power lines in the game because I realized power lines were one of the few things that were lacking in the original tile set. I imagine it would add a lot more to performance, stuff like that. You know, sometimes things are kind of sparse, but I think it would add a lot more flavor to the game if there were power lines in it. I can't think of ever seeing them. In fact, you know, there's probably a way that we could fake some of them in this map. Oh, wow. Actually, I can't believe I never thought of that. But let's try adding a few of those today at the very end if we can. I know they won't exactly look great, but if they're at least just the semblance of power lines, I think they would fit in right. I think they would fit right in with the rest of Project Zomboid. And it seems like a pretty easy thing to add. Is it possible to add a light fixture that hangs from the roof over the plants? I don't believe so, but I think there are a lot of them already in there, Henning. Let me see. Okay, so we want to... Oh, you know what else we could add? We could add in some sort of weird vents that make it look like they're, I don't know, dispersing the fumes from the grow room. We want to make it look as artificial as possible. Let's also add in just this weird barrel. Like chemicals from growing or whatever. Okay, that fits right in. This is looking much more like illicit activities are going on in there to me. Attached garage with a big black box van. I like it. I think we could make it separately, though, to start. Good idea, Brian. Okay, let's see. Now, what did I say I was going to do next? So I had been doing the bedrooms, and I was going to do the wall. This is to exterior walls. Let's change that into interior walls, and we'll make this... Let's try to match our wallpaper as best we can, because we are, after all, playing The Sims. And it looks like I did not click on it. There we go. Do trim interior walls, and we'll repeat that consistent brown right there. Okay, so now we have 2 bedrooms. I believe that they're 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I mismeasured this building. Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, okay, it is larger on this side than it is on the other one. We may have to move that over, but I don't think that would be so bad. But it's a good thing that I caught it right now. Sometimes it's a little bit jarring to work in isometric. Any windows should have metal bars on the outside like bad neighborhoods of New York. I agree. So let's go into... Oh, darn. I don't remember exactly where those are. I know that I put them into my tile set somewhere. Let's just have a quick look in here for them, and let's also just save our building. Occasionally, the program will crash. I haven't had that problem. Apparently, I'm the only one who's had that problem because I have reported it. But no one else in the modding community has encountered it. So it may be something that I'm doing wrong. Okay, let's add in some windows first, and then we'll add in these. Good call. I think that each bedroom, we're definitely going to keep that part. So we'll do 1, 2. Would that be enough windows? Let's go down a floor and see if this looks like it works. You know, I may end up extending this building because... I don't know, I'm a little bit undecided there. We might get rid of the shutters from here. But let's try adding it there, see how that looks. How does that look? I know I'll probably end up getting rid of the shutters, but... That looks pretty basic enough to me. Let's also try just adding in 2 windows on each of these. Oh, wait, who am I kidding? Well, actually, that looks good to me because I imagine that it wouldn't have windows on the sides, so you need all the light that you can get from there. Unless if it looks really weird. Oh, wait, but we won't need them on this floor level, but we will need them here. Okay, that wouldn't make any sense to put, you know, bars over your upper floor windows. Unless if you were having people climb in the upper floor windows. ZT Mackin. So, not exactly a mod, but close. We're doing mapping, so... Well, I guess technically they'll be released as mods. But yes, just to be very clear about what I'm doing. Okay, let me see. What else? Okay, so that adds in a good amount of flavor to our building. What else do we need? Well, obviously we need furniture and everything in the living room. So let's just populate it with some basic couches and whatnot. We're going to go into fixtures, furniture, seating, indoor... Okay, and we're not going to worry about things that go around the house, I should also mention, because we want to be able to place this building anywhere that we want. Let's add in some furniture that looks possibly knockoff. Whatever looks the most knockoff. I think in this building a lot of things are going to look knockoff just because of the nature of what's going on downstairs. Oh, you know what? There should also be a dining room. Let's add in a dining room. Not a ding room. Dining room. Okay, this will be... I don't know if this is an internal name, but I believe that they just get defaulted to something else if they fail. For this room, we'll add in some really tacky, ornate wallpaper. Let's add in this. I never get to use this wallpaper, nor do I use it for so many of my buildings. It's probably going to look very out of place here, but let's give it a shot. And for a dining room floor, we'll just go with the simple wood that we've been doing. We don't want to otherwise. We'll continue adding the grime and see how it looks there. Okay, so we have a dining room now. Let's add in our dining room. And I imagine, since we have the bedrooms up here, we'll probably need the living room, the kitchen, and the dining room down here. And we'll add that in. It'll need a front window. And we'll need some space for it. So we'll do it there. And then the living room, everything will open up too. So it's sort of like a parlor / dining room. Yes, basically The Sims 1 for adults. Non-window doors. Yeah, that would probably make more sense for the type of neighborhood that this is in. I don't know. I'll try to pick out another door that looks good. For right now, I think aesthetically it looks okay. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Maybe we could put sheets over it or something like that. Okay, I may replace these with just open passageways. In fact, you know what? Let's just do that right now because I don't think that there would be anything here. So we'll change door to none, and we'll just put in an empty door frame here. Probably not common in much of the rest of Project Zomboid, but I think it's something that belongs in there. We'll probably want the bathroom too, so we'll need the kitchen. Okay, so we're going to need to fit a lot of things on this floor. Can we do a bathroom right? I may need to enlarge this building. I regret it. You know what? Let's try a bathroom on this floor. We'll go here. Probably take away that one tile there. Let's just delete that one, and we'll replace it with living room right now. So it's kind of like a cramped access to the stairs right there. I don't really think there's much else in the game like this, but I like, to a certain extent, doing things that aren't in the rest of the game. We'll add one here, and that also makes sense because maybe somebody had... No, there wouldn't be two doors to that. Let's just add it right there. And then this door... man, it's falling apart as I say it. We'll figure it out later as we go on. Let's just ignore the problem and work on something else, which usually works for me very well. Okay. Yes, New York apartment. Like filthy New York is what we're going for. Not the good part of New York. Okay, way too many doors there. That doesn't make any sense. There's two doors on the exact same wall, but we're more or less good here. Okay, let's see. We've got the drug den. Got that part. Let's just look at the whole thing from the outside. Save. And let's also just place it into World Ed for a second, just because I'm getting tired of working on the low level. I want to work on something else with it. Let's go in, and we called this drug den. Okay, so once you get the building done, eventually we'll finish off the building, but it is going to update for us. Then you would place the building in the outside like this, and you could put it into any part of your city. So we could put it, I mean, obviously we'll need to do some rotation on this. We could rotate the whole thing, probably even now, but I might want to wait until I place in some furniture. But we have an idea of what it looks like. Okay, this building is actually fairly small, and I might be able to add a bit to its width, because compared to the rest of my buildings, this is a midget. So it's totally okay to enlarge this building. All right, so I'm honestly getting a little bit tired of building that building right now, so let's try working on something else. So once we place in that stuff, I want to place in some world details. So one of my favorite maps, I'm just going to load up here on the side, is if you go to the Project Zomboid map project, one option that you have there is to load up custom maps created by people in the community. So I'm just going to put this out here into my main window. And of course, I did not create this. Somebody else created this. I don't remember who created not Dreadwood, but there are a number of maps here. Is it New Denton? Okay, here it is, Drayton. Drayton is one that I often use as an example because look at the weathering on Drayton. It's so well done. It's just such an absolutely beautiful map. It's overgrown in the right places. And if we go up to it, whoops, my mouse spazzed it. My mouse is still spazzing out. Okay, let's go up to level 5 so that we can see the entire map. Okay. So for some reason, I cannot stop clicking and dragging there. But this map is masterfully weathered, and this is more or less the vibe that I'm going for. So short of adding grass into the middle of all the streets, let's see if we can add some weathering to our roads. I don't honestly think that it makes... Here we go. I may need to reload this page. There we go. So one reason I love this map is because it's done everything with the roads. It looks, you know, aside from... little things like this. Well, actually, that doesn't make sense. Or things like this, which don't really make sense in terms of roads. It looks absolutely beautiful. This is one of my favorite ones. Could try the pet store. In time, maybe we could make like a really low-down pet store or something like that. But I think that the map maker made really good use of these weathering bits, which I don't really have yet, or I don't use. So one thing that I'm just going to go through next, and this part's probably not going to be as much fun, but we'll look through it and we'll try referring back to the rest of our city. We're going to add in some more potholes and things like this to the roads as we go through and just see how it looks. Let's go in here. See, our road looks far too clean for what we're making. So let's go back in here. Whoops, I can't actually do it in here. And this is the one I wish I could do this with the map editor a little bit more easily. Okay, so we have to do it on a blank map. So we won't actually be able to see our own map as we go. But this is fine. One thing that you can do is quickly save it and then reload it. Let's go with this. We could add one area that's like a sort of a construction project or something like that. Like, see what I'm saying? If we go tall concrete here and we fence off enough of this area, we could make it look like there's some sort of construction project happening here. But that's something I'd rather do in the building editor. Is it possible to copy paste a bunch of custom maps together to get a massive map to play through? Yes, it is, Nestor. Or Nestor. Sorry, I'm probably not saying it right. Oh, one thing. This must be on the wrong layer. I think I've had this on the wrong layer. Have I? What am I doing wrong here exactly? If I do it with these tiles, we go onto this layer. Give me just 1 second. I need to figure this out. Parking meter, mailbox, traffic light. This was working for me the other day. But now I'm running into problems. Oh, what it might be is this not checked? Yep, okay, so I don't have part of my... Oh, okay, that may be it. Is that it? It may not be it. If it's not it, I'm going to probably give up on this. Let's try another layer. Nope. And another layer. And another layer. Nope. None of those layers seem to be working. I'm probably doing something... I can't figure it out. If only Ben were here. Welcome, Sunny Jim. New York Style Brownstone should have a fire escape too. Yes, we have a few of those, I believe. Worm farm. Thank you. Got so caught up in my train of thought. Okay, so let's go through this. Okay, so then this was on the floor overlay layer. So then I know for a fact that I should be able to place some of these onto that layer. Street curb, floor grime, no. Nope. Okay, so we're going to give up on this for a minute. I want to add in a few more generic things that I could just place as buildings rather than as these. So I think I'm going to close out of this. And let's just add in a few more items. And I'd also just like to see where they're being placed on my map rather than doing them in tiles. So let's create a few generic items. Let's go one... it doesn't actually matter what the template is, because we did create one that I called bus stop. And this is often a very efficient way to work. So I created bus stop east, bus stop north, bus stop south, and so on and so forth. And I could just take these basic designs and I could place them into the map. And as long as patrons are okay with this, I think I'm starting to lean toward just releasing these to the rest of the community. Because I don't think it's really not helping anyone to do this. So let's make a few more of these. Let's go with a couple of items that we might see around a city block. So one that I would see is a mailbox, for example. Another one would be a traffic sign. And I honestly think we'll be better off placing these in World Ed here, just like this, so that we plop a few of those down into our world. So does anyone have any other suggestions of things that you would see on the sidewalk from day to day? And we could just easily create templates to copy and paste into our map. I'll just let you flood the chat with those as you wish. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to do the one that I thought of, which was, let's do new. Actually, let's go back to that one we had, and let's go into tile, and we should have, it's probably going to be under street. Street. Do you say street or street? Okay, road signs. That would actually be good. We'll also add in some traffic signs. I'm just going to make one that's a really basic stop sign. And I'm just going to take the building and I'm going to crop to minimum. Now we have a very basic stop sign. Let's save that as stop sign, and we'll call it stop sign south, because that's the way that it's facing. Okay, and then let's do another one too. Cigarettes. Maybe like a cigarette stand. We could do something like that. Like, if you've ever been to New York and bought a pretzel from a merchant on the sidewalk. Okay, and let's do another one. Let's change the facing on this. Can we just really quickly do this? Let's rotate it. Okay, so some tiles were removed, blah-de-blah. In fact, you know what? Let's just make these into a tile set. What is this one called? This is street decoration. So let's just make another one. We'll go into building tiles. We'll add a new one, and we'll call this street decoration, and we'll go into street decoration because I want to name things exactly what they are in the editor. Street decoration. Okay, here we go, and we can add in tons of cones. Payphones are another one. Water barrels on highways. Those also work. Garbage that needs to be picked up. We do have some for that. Water barrels on highways. Hot dog or food carts. Random homes, people, shopping carts and stuff. Oh, I like the idea of shopping carts. That could actually be added in as a custom tile. Okay, so let's just add in a few of these. I want to go with the basic ones to start. So let's just add in stop signs. And this is customarily the way of adding in custom tiles to the game. Customarily the way of adding in custom tiles. I crack myself up sometimes. Oh, well, I do have 100 of you here. If there's anyone new, I would love it if you guys followed me on Twitch because I've been doing a lot of these daily streams on there. And oftentimes it's an easier way to get community input. So if you do have the Twitch, I would really appreciate a follow over there, guys. The link is down below. Otherwise, I'm planning on doing the YouTube ones, I'd say about once a week. Okay, so you know what's nice about this is that we actually can place these in with the building editor just by making each one of these separate things a separate building. Thank you, Shodi. I appreciate that. Enjoy a cool, refreshing glass of Flarp. Okay, ooh, we've got a flag here. I hadn't thought of that. A flag. A flag. Thank you, Nervy5570. What happened to Nervy569? Ha 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 ha. I am very sorry to say that. Let's see what else. Let's remove this. Thank you, Xylos_. I appreciate that. Enjoy a cool glass of Flarp. I'm sure you all know where the Flarp symbol comes from. I really like Lyrical Lemonade's designs. Ah, thank you, Black HP2. Well, you know what I'm going to ask next. What happened to Black HP1? Or HP Pavilion? You remember the HP computers? I used to own an HP computer. Thank you, Skyfe Dog. I appreciate that. Or is it Shife Dog? Is it pronounced that way? Whatever it is, thank you. I appreciate that very much. Let me see. Do you guys use YouTube more or Twitch more too? Because I often wonder where to go to. The main reason I like the Twitch channel is because it's the simplicity of its algorithm. The YouTube one is often a tough nut to crack, you know, when you're really trying hard at your content and you can't figure out why it's not getting promoted, then you go to Twitch because it's simpler that way. Okay, so we've got the stop sign. Let's save this. Actually, let's resave this. YouTube, Twitch, YouTube. I think they're both decent. I'd say that Twitch is good for finding an individual that you really like to follow, but then YouTube is good for just getting recommended random content. So, I don't know, maybe the YouTube algorithm is more successful in that way. Okay, let's try this. So this is stop sign south. We're going to delete it really quickly. And then we're going to create stop sign save as stop sign east. Oh, we want to give it the underscore too. I don't know why I'm using the underscore. I just want to be extra cool when I do it. Let's do that. And we're going to do this one as file save as stop sign north. It's Google DeepMind that decides you see that you should Google YouTube more, Twitch lags more. It's surprising, but the thing is that's crazy is that Amazon has so much money, but I guess Google does too. I don't know. YouTube, it seems like kind of a toss-up. I imagine that right now we're catching kind of both crowds, but definitely a puzzler. Let's see, stop sign east. Okay, here we go. So, whoops, I already did that. Why did I do that? Okay, stop sign, let's make this stop sign west. Okay, actually I'm going to save that right now. So, here's what I'm going to say. Actually, I've got to go right now. I'll be back in 5 minutes, or 5 to 10 minutes. So I'll be right back. There's just something come up that I just have to attend to. We'll keep it on YouTube, but I think that for the next couple streams this week, we're going to be going over to Twitch, largely because it's easier for me to work with, and it's just nice to have them both. But you guys stay tuned till then. If anyone joins the chat, please tell them that I will be gone for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'll be right back. All right, stopping shortly. All right, I am back. I do apologize for that. I had to attend to something that was very urgent, of a personal nature, that will very greatly confuse people who watch the stream later on, or people who just joined in the middle. So I thank you all for stalling until that moment. Okay. Big glass of water. So I needed to eat the world's largest slice of pizza, and that was an absolutely urgent thing. No, of course I'm kidding. Okay, so we're going to do that. We've got the stop sign west. We don't need to save that. Now we need to create another one of these, and I'll explain why we're creating these. We want to call this parking meter south. Now we want to create these so that we can see where we're laying out our world items in World Ed, because I don't like to not be able to see it when we do it in Tiles Ed. So let's save this one as parking meter. Which way is that? East. You ever do that thing when you're talking about directions and you forget which way is which? That happens to me. Let's place that one there. Save as parking meter north. Save. Inster says, what beer do I like? Have you ever had Purple Haze? I think it's one of the most distinctive beers out there. I did used to work at a bar, so I got to sample my fair share of brews. Off hours, of course. But no, it was awesome. You should all work in a bar at some point in your life. Okay, here we go. What? Were people talking about me while I was gone? I won't allow it. I guess I can't really do anything about it, though. Freedom of speech. God damn that First Amendment. All right, so let's go here. This is a... What do they call these things? I'm trying to think of like a very precise named... A blue box? Blue box. Save as post box. South. That's probably fine. Not the Purple Haze beer. You don't like Purple Haze beer. If you don't like Purple Haze beer, there's also, well, there's so many different types of beer. It's kind of like asking me to pick my favorite color, you know? There's so many colors. I'll tell you my favorite shade of a color. Okay. Now, ask me my favorite, like, IPA. I have one of those ready. Let's see. East. Actually, you know what? Come to think of it, I do like me a good stout. I like a good Guinness. I'd say that's probably my go-to thing. Otherwise, in terms of IPAs, I like Monkey Fist. We used to drink a lot of that. That was very good. What else was good? In terms of ciders, I like Magners. I like Stella Cidre too. You know, the Cidre. If you ever saw it, remember the ads for Stella Cider? This is West. Male receptive device. What's my favorite root beer? My favorite root beer. I don't know. We should do an AMA sometime, though. Wouldn't that be fun? Last year, during Christmas, we had a stream where I just ate mac and cheese for ASMR. It was absolutely awesome. It was probably my favorite stream I've ever done. But we had almost 40 people watching it, which for me at the time was quite a lot. Just literally listening to the sound of mac and cheese being eaten. It's very sadly. Okay, so this is going to be, we'll call this a sewer. Whoops, this is going to be a sewer. We'll call them Sewer 1 and Sewer 2. Sewer 1, no, actually that's not very descriptive. Let's call this Sewer West, because it's closest to the west, so it's Sewer West. And then we're going to do this one next, and then we'll call this Sewer North. And then we'll do... Oh, I haven't really done my naming conventions, have I? Ah, darn it. Okay, then we'll do a manhole. There we go. Manhole. You know, I might have wanted to put all these right nearby each other, but we could pretty easily just repeat them in the thing. And we'll also do a fire hydrant. And I will save this as fire hydrant. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we have all of the basic fixtures that we need. Obligatory sewer level. I would like to do a sewer. East. I thought you said West. The official Banana King. Thank you. CMK says, is it possible to raise the whole world? As far as I know, probably, but I don't know how to do it. Somebody smarter than me could tell you how to do it. So let's add in some random fire hydrants. Now, the reason I like doing it in this is because, can you picture having to go to TileZ and then refer back here to look at every single thing you did? I don't know if this makes memory allocation like less efficient or something like that, but for me, it's much easier to create the maps like this. So I'm going to continue to do this stupid thing. Bug fixing. Your streams get more viewers. You should celebrate with a mac and cheese stream. Thank you, Weeb Trash. I appreciate that. Well, we had 450 people here the other day, which is crazy. But, I mean, in the last week, it was insane. I saw my channel spike up to, like, 80,000 views a day and then go back down. Just go back down into hell. And I was like, no! But, you know, I think overall it was a net increase, and it was just very nice. Brings me a little bit closer to doing this for, you know, full-time or whatever. All right, so let's see. We got a manhole cover. Manhole cover. Ha 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 ha. Remove lot. Telling stupid jokes all the time for fun. All right, let's see. Well, the parking meter doesn't really make much... you know what? Maybe it does. What other things did we have? What other things did we have in tiles? We had a stop sign. Okay, so let's just make our purpose very simple, one at a time. So let's make stop signs. Stop sign West. Okay, right there kind of makes sense. I put a stop sign right there. Actually, you know what? That's fine. Right there. For sure, there would be one prepper bunker with... sorry. I randomly found you... It's crazy to have your channel double in size overnight. It's kind of terrifying, really. So actually, we may want to do something more than this. I think that happened with a lot of folks, though. So I don't know. I'm happy to have you all here. You know, you seem like genuinely nice people. I'm glad that, like, you know, I was worried that when the channel expanded, that it would bring in like all the evil. And most of you, as far as I can tell, are not evil. So I'm grateful for that. Please continue to not be evil. I would really appreciate that. All right, I think that's too far out for the stop sign. Maybe there is a little bit better. We want to keep it consistent as we go through this map. So let's keep them one off from each side. I think that would probably make the most sense as we go through. I got picked up by the algorithm with... Yes, it is the Negative Man series that did very well. Well, the crazy part is that 1 week later, even though that you create such a... Apparently, it was a good... Was it a good video? Because I made another video right after that I thought was the same, and then it didn't do as well. And I was like, God damn it. But I think, really, the whole lesson of it comes through one of my friends who's been doing it for a long time. And, you know, he's consistently made stuff that's not done as well for a long time. But eventually, you know, things get picked up. And then it starts to die down again. And just, you know, it's consistency. Now, stop signs could be on either side of the street. Sometimes they're on both sides of the street. But let's just try to see if we can get this. Keep it consistent on the right side. So we want to get one facing west. There we go. Okay, there we go. That one. And they seem to be fairly consistent. So this is what we want to do. I also want to be careful not to overload our map with stuff, but, I mean, you know, if we put in this much detail here we'll have to put it all over the place. Your character doesn't have their neck at all, so looking around is a lot slower. I agree, Banana King. Thanks for watching the series. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed the Worm Man series. Would you guys enjoy the Positive Traits Man series? Because that's probably going to be the follow-up to it. I don't know if it'll be as hard, but I play tested it recently, and one concern of mine with it is this factoid, and it's that if I make an all positive traits man, he might not have that many traits to go up in. So I think I might just have it be positive traits and no increased XP gains, because I want there to be motivation to do the series. Otherwise, you know, you feel like you're just playing a cheat code or something like that, which isn't as much fun. Not as much fun for me. Okay, here we go. More stop signs. Put those there. Stop signs usually face down every street. Not every single street, but I think for right now, I just kind of want to test out what some of these things look like. And in fact, these might be better spots to put traffic lights. So I'm testing it out. And you know what? That's a good point. We could probably do something else. Now, what else was in our building editor? We could go back into this. Get back into this. We had post office boxes. You know, we could probably place around a few post office boxes and get away with it. So let's go back in World Ed. Okay, and now we want to go into, I think I put it under P, post box West. Okay, here we go. West. I thought you said West. Geez. Patrick Starr. How about the Burning Man run? Every house you finish raiding, you have to burn it except for you. Holy crap. That sounds like a lot of fun, Drakface. Can you send that to me, like what your idea is exactly on Discord? Sort of functions as my running to-do list. I don't really see what would be the point of burning down every building, but it sounds like fun. You may enter a house only once. All right, okay, I'll buy that. I mean, the one that I kind of wanted to do, I had two that really stood out to me. One was in a van down by the... Why would there be two post office boxes there? Okay, that doesn't make any sense. One was living in a van down by the river. I thought that would be a really, really fun series idea. Somebody had suggested that. And it just sounded like a blast to me. And then, what was the other one? The other one was... Van down by the river. Oh, and I also wanted to do one called Winter's Bone, or like 30 Days of Night, somebody had suggested, where it was just terrible, terrible night for 30 days. Very, very cold. Not nice. Have I thought of doing an all... Yes, absolutely. Actually, that's what we were just talking about. Doing an all positive traits run. All right, well, you know what? I'm a little sick of trying this, so do you guys want to do an all positive traits run, and I will show you what it would look like. I think this would be, well, actually, that would be a lie on the series name. Let's just continue with more buildings. Maybe at the very end as a bonus, we'll do it. I think I'll end this at 8, so in a half hour from now. But if you want to see what an all positive traits run would be set up like, I would gladly show you at the very end. Not now. Okay, so let's just do a little bit more furnishing on our gray apartment because I need to be more of a completionist about these things. So we're going to add in cracks. It wouldn't be that bad. Have I let me see. Yeah, no, I mean, like, hopefully we've got a million positive series ideas. I've just been writing them down for a long time. Okay, now we want to add in grime. There's not enough grime on the top of this thing. Rick Grimes. Floors grime. Okay, I used to think it was under grime, but fortunately that's near G in the alphabet, so I won't get so lost. Let's put this over here and here and here. And now there's enough grime on the top of this thing. Oh, it looks like a whole new building now. I'm so glad. Let's put in a nice big grime stain there. Great, that's plenty of grime. Now, it looks... What I like about this building is that it looks nice, but it also looks like crap, you know? Like, you kind of transform it any way you see fit. Have I ever done an absolute pacifist run? A lot of people have been asking me about a pacifist run. But I don't know. Thank you, Jacuzzer. Once again, if you guys want to follow me on Twitch, I've been doing the live streams to Twitch pretty much on the daily. And this is sort of an exceptional YouTube run. I'll try to make a point to do it once a week now. I think it's good habit to get back and forth. But for the more common stream, expect it to be a Twitch one from now on. Okay, let's do this. Unless if Amazon goes under and then we're all arrested, right? I feel like I must own a part of Amazon just from the number of things I've got from them now. And we're all guilty of it. Okay, so let's see. What else are we going to need in this apartment? Okay, so the one thing that I'd said that I'd forgotten the other day was bedrooms. Now, we're going to need a bedroom in here, and I should probably designate something like that. Otherwise, we will not have any beds. So let's call this bedroom. Not bedroom, bedroom. There we go. Let's call this... What kind of wall? Let's give it some sort of slightly tasteful. I feel like I overdo it on the wallpaper, you know? We'll do a wall. You should build a moat. You remember that SpongeBob reference? We should build a moat. It's probably my favorite line ever made in that show. All right, we're going to give it a carpet. Where is it? That's pretty acceptable looking carpet, but I think that's tile and not a carpet. Blue is too loud. Let's make it this white. White would be good, but what if you spill Coca-Cola in the room? Right, and we put grime around the rest of the floors, so we'll continue with the grime. I can't remember whether it was light or dark. I think I overdid it with the grime in this apartment because look at how goddamn dirty it looks. It's really too much. Okay, we're going to make the bedroom right in here. All right, I mean, it's a bit big, but at the same time, like, you know, it's got to be big. It must be the best. Okay, here we go. That's with the bedroom. And we'll go up one more floor. Now that does it quite make sense? Yeah, you know what, it makes sense. It looks a little weird right now, but it'll figure it out. Okay, we got another bedroom there. I'm all right with that. The weird part is where the wall changes, but we could add some sort of like transition there. Oh, and actually, you know what? I got a great idea because this is an uncommon thing to have in any of the games. Now, did I call this Middle Eastern? There was one really cool thing that you could add. Arches. Okay, so you can add arches to any map. Let's just see if we can find this. Am I any good with guns? Probably not. I've never shot a gun. I know a lot about guns now, though, thanks to my subscribers, because I ran a series where I didn't know anything about guns, and then I was pretty much just learning about guns from reading the comment section. They're actually really... I find guns really interesting. And that's coming from somebody who's in a very anti-gun state. What was I going to say? I never really saw any reason for them as I was growing up, but I mean, like, you know, seeing them in games and how they function, I'm like, wow, these are really interesting. You know, obviously the way that they're portrayed in the news is pretty awful, but that's my 2 cents on guns. Have I ever played Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead? Canada's no, I've not. I really want to, though. It's high up on my list. High up on my list is another game called Star Sector, which I just purchased yesterday. I really, really like the look of it. I think it looks like a lot of fun. Oh, guns in the game. Well. Yeah, there's probably a lot of people who like guns in here, if I know my subscriber base. What was I going to say? No, guns in the game, they're, I think right now they're not that great. If you put on ORGM, they're very, very good in Project Zomboid. Okay, I know that those arches don't match, but we may just change our kitchen wall color to match it, because I like the idea of having an arch there. I think it fits right in. It just fits right in. We're going to need to change it to the Sunstar Motel wall theme if we want it to fit in. Where is the Sunstar Motel? Location, Sunstar Motel. Actually, the Sunstar Motel seems like a kind of place where you get roofied. There's totally... Bill Cosby was... Can we go there? Can we go to Bill... Is it too soon? Oh, no. All right, well, can I find something that looks vaguely like the Sunstar Motel? Maybe I have to go into tiles. Aw, darn. Aw, darn, I can't quite get it. All right, so then let's do something that looks sort of like it. Man. Please make a series on Star Sector. Great game. If you guys would watch it, I'd gladly do some Star Sector. I love the look of it. Actually, I was talking to... I don't know if you guys watched... Okay, that looks almost like it matches, so I'm just going to go with it. If you guys watch Drunk on Life, Ghoul King, or Coco Plays, we've been talking about Star Sector a lot. Actually, we've been trying to get more Hell Let Loose. One thing I would really love if more folks watched our Hell Let Loose post-scriptum series and any kind of Battlefield games. If you guys are into those, we're trying to raise viewership on those so that we can do more of those for fun. But otherwise, we want to make it worth it to try them. But I mean, we'll definitely still play them no matter what because we like those games. Let me see, Floors Grind. But a lot of people have been hankering for multiplayer, and anytime that we can, hankering. I just said hankering. But they've been hankering for multiplayer. So if you guys want to see some multiplayer action, then go check those videos out because we have a lot of fun doing those. We would love to do more of those. Okay, let's go into more street cracks. Cracks. Everybody loves a good crack. Nice, satisfying crack that they find in the street. Or other places, cracks in the wall, cracks in the hall, cracks in the mall. Wherever you find a crack, it's a good crack. All right, enough butt jokes. Oh, man, I was watching the hell... Hey, cool, thanks, Active. One thing that really helps, I know I never do calls to action, but I guess since I'm just shamelessly plugging away at everything, liking and just, sharing the videos a little bit, anything like that helps the old YouTube algorithm out. But I've just become more conscientious of doing that as time goes on. So I am grateful for every one of those that I see, though. I appreciate that, guys. Let's see. What else should we add? We're going to need some doors in the rest of this apartment because somebody's got to sleep here. Let's put this on this location. We got another door here. You're definitely going to need a door to your bedroom, I figure. Okay, that's actually great. I know you need to pass through the bedroom to get to the bathroom, but quite frankly, I'm all right with that. Can't wait for transport fix. Oh, Hell Let Loose. And you know what's another one, Comdragon, that we've been playing is Postscriptum. Ghoul King is really a big fan of Postscriptum, so we try to play more of that. Coco's been also saying we should do some DayZ, and I'm pretty much with everybody on this. It's just a matter of finding time in our busy schedules, because all of us have very, very different lives and very different schedules. So let's see. Okay, we're gonna need God, I really do love these flags. I wish I could think of someplace. Oh, you know what? We could probably put some of these up. Now, call me an idiot if this is wrong, but I've tried a lot of weird stuff with this tile set that looked kind of cool when I finished it off. So let's just see if we could do this. It might be fun for one, but I think it's a bit much. It's a bit too much. It's a bit too much for the Sunstar Motel. I don't know. I think you might be right, Psychopathic Cake. Like, I might try DayZ, and I might go, nah, this wasn't worth it. Like for me with, I hate to keep bringing it back to 7 Days to Die. I really like, I want to like 7 Days to Die, but at the same time, every time I play it, I know I get 10 comments like, I gave up on this game when I gave up on my marriage. Like, just awful, awful things are being said. We could do these flower beds. This would be interesting, but they don't really fit with the rest. Okay, let's just save and let's take a look at this thing in World Ed. All right, where is it? Where is it? I know we didn't do a lot of updates. Okay, so there's not really a lot of updates to the outside, but what does the grime look like at the very least? I think we did a decent job with the grime. Adding more civilian guns would be cool. I believe the treatment Russian import. Oh, you know what? I mean, so many of you guys are new to the game, I figure, and I'm just incredibly grateful that some of these videos have attracted new players to the game. Because one thing that I had frequently thought about my YouTube channel when I had first started out was that it was being limited because not as many people searched for Project Zomboid, but I was just very grateful that the YouTube algorithm had promoted videos of a game that's very small. So, you know, I mean, every bit of help that you can give, because it's, you know, it's a totally independent project. That's literally the definition of indie from Project Zomboid. So, all right. Or really, to be precise, the Indie Stone. I wonder what they'll make next. I'm really excited to see what game they do after this. After 10 more years. I would love it. 10 years would be worth it. Though for their own sake, I hope that they find something else to work on too. Okay, I think this area might be too large. I might want to bring this in a bit just to make our apartment larger. Oh, yes, but speaking of guns in the game, the ORGM mod, in case if you are new to the game, is probably my favorite mod. ORGM stands for Oregon Mountain Man's Real Guns mod, and it's probably possibly the greatest mod made for the game. It just added in all these, it's such a tight mod. It added in, like, more guns than you can count. More ammo types. I learned so much about ammo types when I used this mod. Okay, what should we do next? Let's see this thing. World Ed. I guess I'm just going to take a break for a second. If you ever want me to create a certain building that you like, and if I find it inspiring enough, I'd like to invite you guys all to join my Discord, if you're not in there already. And one area where I often check is the Project Zomboid modding and mapping section, and RC Dub did this yesterday, and Mark did this yesterday too. If you want to suggest a building for being created on the live streams, you could put it in here, and I'm just going to minimize this right now. But in this area, it's pretty much an open forum for you guys to suggest buildings. Yes, many people discovered it, and I presume that there must have been a great traffic spike from Quill. I really like Quill's stuff. He taught me to code in C#, or at least the little bit I know. But Quill is probably one of the smartest YouTubers. Yes, and Mathis has been at it for I think, since 2014, or around when it started, right? I like his style, though. I don't think I could sustain a narrative voice over so many videos. Okay, so let's see. Let's do... Here is one of the first buildings I created. Now, I put way too much vegetation around the sidewalk, which would eventually need to be moved, but it was fun to make it anyway, I guess. And that's what a lot of the rest of our map... But this looks far too upscale for the rest of the neighborhood, so we'll keep on working with that. What I might do right now... I was going to say make rotations, but this building's not quite finished yet. Hi, welcome, D4821. I remember. Thank you for all those nice comments on the videos. Isn't the game company based in Russia? No, I don't believe that Project Zomboid is based in Russia. Actually, the developers are mostly from the UK. I believe one's from France, with possibly a few from the United States. I don't remember their entire development team off the top of my head, but I believe that's the distribution. I'm a building. I'll allow it. All right. We have our dive bar. We have this. Does anyone have an outstandingly original and inspiring building idea that they would like to see created? Otherwise, I think I'm going to try the positive traits playthrough just for fun, for shits and giggles. Are there any buildings that you would really like to see that you think would look interesting on this map? Otherwise, I could go through my list. But I would just invite any suggestions right now. Yeah, absolutely. I can see every. The thing is, I can't read every single comment now because they do go by at a little bit of a faster rate. A strip club. Okay, Wargoat, that sounds crazy enough that I could try it. A paintball course. Okay, that sounds really fun. Thank you, Drakvarus. Sorry, I want to say Drakvarus. Drakvaus. Stadium sounds a little hard. I like it, though. A urologist is the name of a profession. Unfortunately, not a building. If it were, I would. A toilet factory. Sorry, that was one I thought of in my head when you said urologist, because that has urine in it. A soup kitchen would be fun. Thank you, Axel. Homeless shelter would also be fun. Sorry, that doesn't sound messed up at all. A museum I've been wanting to make for a really long time. You know what we could do is a museum exhibit, Draskin. A sporting arena, a hospital. We could do that. A nightclub. I really like the idea of the strip club or the nightclub, though, right now. I think we could add a lot to this. Gosh, what will we need in the tile set? Strip club. I like strip club. I like museum, and I like the paintball course a lot. I didn't do paintball as a kid because my mom wouldn't let me, unfortunately. But yeah, there's really no positive to that. Hospital I like, though I know I couldn't do it justice in one night. Town hall would also be fun, though. I feel like there's a lot in there already. Firewatch Tower. Ooh, the Firewatch Tower. I like that, Daniel. That's a good idea. Why don't we make a lookout tower? I like that idea. Just because it sounds simplistic enough that I could accomplish it in one night. And I still like the toilet factory, nightclub, strip club, museum, and paintball course. But this sounds really fun. Sewers. I would love to do sewers, though unfortunately I can't do the lower level. And I think I'm going to wait to do my underground stuff till I get definite assurance whether or not they're creating a lower level. Because I think it would be kind of hard to transport some of that stuff over under. Though at the same time, a sewer would be awesome. I could also do an overground sewer. That's a good idea. Thank you, Sir Debut. And once again, since we're now hitting, wow, that is the biggest that this stream has gotten. 133 people. Thank you guys so much. Every day I am streaming to Twitch. I'm doing Project Zomboid Architect, which is the exact same series there. If you have Twitch and you use it, I would welcome you to follow me there. I would really appreciate that because I am trying to grow these streams, and I would love to have more input from you guys. And I didn't think I'd be able to sustain it with so many people in here, but I still think that we can get enough of your guys' ideas across as we do this. So once again, the link's below to that if you do use that and you want to follow me. Police Station 135. Tiny lawyer's office. I like the tiny lawyer's office that's in there. Semi-secret building full of semi-good look. Thank you, Oceana QK. Like the name. It reminds me of the color blue. Military checkpoint for controlling traffic. I actually already have made sort of that. Shantytown garages. I think we're gonna go off with the tower to begin. So we're gonna try making a tower first, and let's go into tiles. So let's just make a new one, because what I'll often do with these buildings is build them halfway and then get tired and do something else, and then eventually later on I'll come back. That's how I make music too, though, which is very bad because you start off with an idea and then you end up with nothing. Okay, so let's do this. And I'm thinking we want it to be kind of small, and I'm going to base this off of Nolan Ritchie's towers. I really liked the way that he did towers, but I think, who said the Firewatch? Was it Drakvis? Sorry, who said that a second ago? So we will need to do this. And I'm thinking I'm going to need shipyard in the saloon. You know, shipping crates would also be very good. A saloon would be fun. Man, once again, if you guys have these ideas, throw them into that Discord, and I will check on them. Okay, what I'm thinking, and part of the reason why I'm doing this is because I know exactly which tiles I'm going to use. I'd like to do it, I think 6 by 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. We want to do this. And I'm just going to add in the main supports for this tower. Let's add in middle ones, too. We'll have something like this. 2, 3. No, that's not large enough. We'll separate these out. bring them over and bring them up or down. And I really want to invite you guys to start working on any of these maps if you feel so motivated on your own. Only because the mapping community is such a vibrant place. Great place to be. And if you do get sufficiently interested in it, I can send you some invites to join a number of good people in the community. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to try cut it. Actually, I put these on the upper floor, so let's go down again. It's good because I messed up that placement. We're going to go 1. Let's go close to the middle, and we'll go 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right there, and there. Is that it? Great. Okay. Drugstore, oil refinery, has a bunch of gas. Could work. Mod clown zombies so he could make a circus. A circus would be a lot of fun, I think. Circus. I think I had written down carnival, or one that I had done was a fun house. And we did make a glass house previously, which you might have seen in World Aid. Can I just pull that up really fast? There was a glass maze that I created for one of these. I think I put it down. Yeah, there it is. And I put like a bunch of gun lockers in the middle so that players would actually have an incentive to get to the middle of the glass maze. Either that or you could just crush or smash your way through it. It turned out to be pretty dumb because I can't think of who would want to use it. But you could probably mess up the zombie pathing if you got them in there. I just thought that was a fun one to try. Okay, let me minimize that for a second. So we're creating like a watchtower from Firewatch. This looks a little too small, so let's bring it up. I think like 4 floors would be nice. And then that's probably tall enough. This might be too large in the map, though. But let's go up to 1 more, to the 5th floor. You know what? I'm all right with it. Let's try this out, and let's try adding in 1 room. We're just going to call this Outpost. Or Watchtower is probably more descriptive. Okay, and then we're going to make the interior walls something of wood. The whole structure would need to be wood to be light enough to be supported by wood supports. That would be the only thing that would make sense. In fact, they don't really look large enough, and we may need to make them bigger. But let's do this. That looks sufficient. Okay, we'll do that. Floors. We're going to do a pretty basic wood floor right there. And then grime floors. We'll keep it clean. Though, actually, it has been outside, so let's change it. It's going to have some grime on it. Well, just a light grime. Once again, be careful with the heavy grime if you do use it. Vibrant. Yes, if you ever have anything to like that goes directly to me, just at me in the chat. That's often easiest to see. Yeah, actually, come to think of it, Official Banana King, now that we have the Daisy-esque type of tiles in the game, I did recreate a lot of the Daisy buildings. I will go back. I think this one's worth going back out for because I think it was really cool. This was a cannibal house I created based on the Telltale's The Walking Dead. Here's another one. Okay, here's the barn and the long barn from Daisy. So if you just look at these for a second, they're made to resemble a lot of the Daisy buildings. And I know there are other prefabs in there that are worth doing, but I have not yet had time to go back and do them. But I desperately want to create them. Ooh, abandoned and closed down zoo. I actually had a zoo on the list for this week. Unfortunately, I didn't make it, though. I don't really know why. I just didn't ever really get around to it. I think I was more interested in making the city stuff. It really just goes by what I'm interested in, because it is often hard to find the motivation to just create a bunch of maps for no reason. So I think I'm one of the few people who actually has reason if I have, a community around it, which makes it a lot more fun. Okay, let's go with grime on the floors. So this is going to be the actually, this is going to be the area that is directly outside. So let's make the floor grime extra dark. And then we'll do room 2. I guess this is now. We'll make this large. And we'll have to get rid of those exterior walls because they don't make any sense here. But then we'll add in these. And now we take away the walls. Exterior walls we change to none. If you ever want to get rid of a wall, you just do this. And for some reason my grime isn't showing up, but I can just manually add it in later. I should totally make a little Okay, this is good. Thank you for adding me in the comments when you guys want to say something to me. That very much helps. a survivor shanty. We do have a one or two survivor shanties in our whole tile set that we made. I believe that was some of the first stuff that I made. If you guys want to check out some of these too, I encourage you guys to check out the Project Zomboid Architect series that I did here on YouTube. I run it weekly, and I missed it last week, unfortunately. But since there's a lot of new people to the channel, I figure I may as well say something about it. Okay, room. Was that watchtower or was that room 2? Okay, we're gonna make this watchtower now. It looks like I did not change the internal walls for these, so let's change that back. Interior walls, and we'll need to add those in as exterior walls. Thank you, Active Vertex. I appreciate that. Once again, if you guys use Twitch, I would invite you to come follow me on there for the daily streams of Project Zomboid Architect. You won't regret it. Oh, that sounds very illicit. I am very sorry in advance. Okay, let's change this to... I don't know whether it's... Okay, this one must be an interior tile designation. There's a lot of unusual ways that tiles are designated in here, but okay, there we go. That's more or less what I wanted. The wood looks actually too rich a color. Let's just get rid of that. Change it to this. That looks better to me. I think this is something like... Why does it do that? That I don't understand. Okay, that is much better. Is this the thing from Firewatch? We need to add a lot of windows, right? So what do I think I can do to keep engagement on the whole map? Is everything resource-wise spaced out? I think that's going to be a big struggle, Drakvis. I think that's probably going to be one of my greatest, is just playability, because I've been doing this more or less for aesthetics and what I feel like as I go through it. What I might end up just doing is releasing all of my buildings to the community to just have people correct them, because it's been an awful lot of footwork I've done. But if anyone ever had the motivation and urge and skill to correct some of them, I would invite that as well. Thank you, Sordid Euphemism. Great name. I appreciate the follow. Let me see. Let's go to door frames. Actually, would this one even have a door frame? Yeah, you know what? The utility, that looks like kind of a... actually, that one fits in better. Now, one other thing I've been meaning to do as I go through this is to place more buildings so that they aren't all facing this direction. Pretty much every single building that I've had is faced just one direction. It looks fairly uninspired, so it's something that I'm trying to correct as I go through. Let's add in these kind of weathered stairs again. Right about, we don't want them to be on the very edge. like terrifying like that. Does that work? Nope, that is exactly the very edge. Did I fix it? I fixed it. Hooray! Okay. Maybe a variant of a couple of the buildings. Have a section of the building fortified, like if people made a last stand. I think that's one great hope with these, that by creating one template, you know, we can kind of work with something for the rest of the building. Does that make sense? Like by creating one basic template, I can then just work off of that for the rest of my buildings. Okay, let's do this, and then we'll do this. Like that. Okay, and then we'll take away that wall. I may add in more... yeah, this doesn't look like it makes so much sense. It doesn't look like it makes so much sense right now. But in a moment, it will look like it makes more sense. If that makes sense. I think that was there. I need to keep checking. This is why it's terrible to work from the top down, and it's much better to work from the bottom up. In every way in life. Okay, let's do this. And that's great. You know, I can get rid of that wall in a second. Here we go. And one more. It looks like we already have that one, and it looks like I just gave it a little bit of an extension, so I'll do that down there. That looks safer and slightly less terrifying, though I also might want the player to get vertigo when they go up and down this thing. Probably would take multiple streams, but recreating the White House would be legendary. Thanks, Sir Debut. Or Sir Debut. I think Sir Debut. Or maybe Debut. Have a section of the building fortified. Okay, sorry, I already read that one. What kind of area am I going for? This is the first stream I've popped in. I'm pretty interested. I think a neighborhood pool. I think a neighborhood pool would be fun. Thanks, El Cowger. I'm going for a lot of different things as I go through this building, and it's basically just whatever keeps me engaged as I build it, to be completely honest. There's no real rhyme or reason to what I'm making. A lot of the stuff that I make is directed toward making a downtown city, because that's what a lot of players have kind of urged on. But for me, it's just kind of whatever keeps me building. So as long as I keep on doing that, I'm fine with it. Let me see what else. So let's get in more banisters here. I never played Overwatch. It looked like or not Overwatch. I have played Overwatch. I never played Firewatch. Wow, I didn't realize how productively similar those two names are. But, oh, we forgot to get rid of a wall there. Let's get rid of this. But this is something like what I imagined it to be. I think we'll need to add in slightly more stable looking supports because this does not look like enough to hold up an entire tower right now. Sorry, let me just catch up for 1 second. In Firewatch, it's glass the whole way around. It's glass. Well, that wasn't what I pictured. If it's glass the whole way around, then I'm just making something entirely different. Shame on me. I thought that the Firewatch tower was, well, there is a fire in Firewatch. So I guess wood wouldn't be a good material to prevent fires, but nonetheless, I will use wood. We'll call it Woodwatch or Baywatch. I think that this can go there. Nope, I completely screwed that up. There's no easy way to count this. Counting was never a course that I passed. Okay, let's put that there, and that one belongs there. And that does actually seem to make some sense now. Let's add in these posts along there. I think that this looks good on its own merits, though. Don't you? I think it looks great. A lakeside camp for summer camp with a horror vibe. Abandoned cannery on the side of the 50s sanitarium in the woods. I believe there is one that's already like that, somewhere hidden in Project Zomboid Hunting. One thing that I'm trying to... Not that you were trying to get me to do this, but... One thing that I was trying to do as I make the maps is not repeat anything that is already in the base game, unless if I'm going to completely redo it. Only because I believe that you can, through a certain set of commands, download you can download the buildings that were in the base game, or at least the TBX files that were in them. TBX is just the building file for the Qt editor that I'm working in. I'm wondering if I should have something more stable for these outer walls, but I think, you know what, this will do fine. Just hope that people use their common sense and don't jump off. But it would always be funny for me as the map maker if people jump off, though I'm sure I'll get people complaining and ask me to change it. Can you please add more safeties to this map? Eventually, in time, someone will get flustered, I can guarantee it. I did, after all, once run a server. I don't know why I take such pride in that. But yeah, do not own a server. It will drive you insane. You'll go mad. No, most of my players were right. Okay, here we go. In let me see. Firewatch glass, though. Insane Asylum. Insane Asylum would be good. I made an old people home, which was very similar to an Insane Asylum. Let's save this as Wood Watchtower. I don't know why, but wood, I think, is the defining characteristic here. It looks like we got grime going in midair, so that might be something to consider, but I'm pretty much fine with it as is. Let's see. Obviously, I'm going to want to make this look a little bit... It looks like Splish Splash to me. Oh, actually, you know, I was thinking of doing a water park. It's a water park near me. Sorry, probably the name Splish Splash doesn't jump out at people, but it's a great water park name. We're going to want to add a lot of windows on the outside. I'm trying to think if they should be open air. Although I'd like them to have shutters, I think I'm most comfortable making these open air windows. So let's do none. We'll set window to none. And we should just be able to add in, hollows on the windows. Okay, so then we'll pretty much do that all the way around. And I can't remember what game this reminds me of, but it definitely reminds me of something. We'll do that, and that, and that, and that, and that. We'll just make it totally hollow the whole way around. All right, that does not look that bad to me. To someone, it probably looks bad, though. Doomsday Cult House Estate. We have done a cult church recently, so I don't really feel like doing any more cult things. But if you sent me a fairly inspiring image, I would probably do it, Pen Bowler. You could build up a small military FOB with... What's an FOB? With sandbags. Field operating base? Field operating base? With sandbags for walls and guard towers for defense. Also, it should have military... I like the idea of doing a very well... defended military post. I think that has not been done yet. There have been military bases, but it's pretty much just been military bases. One that I'll show you really quickly, since we've more or less made this. I want to put this out somewhere in the woods, I think. Let's just go out somewhere randomly into our map. Here are all of the other buildings I've been working on recently this week and in the past ones. A long time ago, I worked on a warehouse over here. This is one of my favorite buildings I made. It has a lot of storage on the inside. One of the versions of it had fences on the inside, too. So this was a very, very fun building to make. But then the other ones I made a lot of refugee centers, a couple generic walls. And there were a bunch of other ones, too, that I lost. I was making a community recreation center. This was a laser tag place. It's more fun to see on the inside because there is a maze in the back that kids could run. There are no kids in Project Zomboid, but adults could run around in. We made an acai bowl joint, and we had this Resident Evil building. Thank you, Dractus. Appreciate that. Once again, if you guys are on the Twitch, I would really appreciate it if you guys follow me there, where we do these streams more or less on the daily. I'd like to bring this sort of activity over to the Twitch, and then, the challenges on the YouTube or what have you. But it would be nice if I could go back and forth between the two. Then we worked on the DayZ stuff. Actually, this one was, if you've ever seen Spider-Man 1, I made this Oscorp, only because I thought it was a really, really interesting opportunity to do a scientific lab. This was a cannibal's house inspired by Telltale. Car dealership. I like this one a lot, though it needs work. Thank you, I appreciate that. Ilion Tennessee, TN. Or maybe that's initials or something. Here was our cult church, kind of Resident Evil 4, another boardwalk, this thing. And now let's put in the wood watchtower. Let's just see how that fits in. All right, it's not actually as gargantuan as I thought it was, but it makes me realize that some of the other structures that I've built are incredibly massive, and I may need to bring them down. I could build, the windows at the top were glass, but everything else was wood. I think that's what they meant. Oh, okay. Okay, so that was in... Oh, okay. Thank you, Oceanic UK. Maybe. I personally like the idea of doing a hollowed out thing. I mean, I know, who is it? Atox Warrior was adding, like, hills and mountains to one of his maps that I really would like to try out. Pirate Come. Just arrived. Haven't seen the previous suggestions. An amusement park. An amusement park would be a lot of fun. I don't really know how to add it in with the base tile set, but if anyone could create a suggestion of how to do elevation, I could probably do some kiddie rides with the train tracks. Military base of operations was tent set up at Central Park. I could. One that had been requested, and actually I'm kind of losing my integrity by not doing right now, was a garden. One of my friends, Andrew, I don't know if he's here right now and I'm not seeing him, but one of my good friends and patrons, Andrew, had suggested that we create a garden. So why don't we just do that? Let's make a memorial garden right now. I think this would be a fairly simple, straightforward one to do. And I like to get those low-hanging fruit while I don't have the motivation to do large projects. USAF Air Base. I like the idea of an airport. I think there's a lot of tiles in the game that could easily make an airport. Give me 1 second. Okay, so these are all options. For right now, let's do a memorial garden. So and we don't really even have to do any room designations for this. Let's save this as memorial garden. I was first inspired to do this when I saw Atox Warriors, a really, really beautiful map that he put together. I don't know if I can bring up a picture of this. I'll try to bring it up on another screen. This is Drayton. I don't know if Erie Country is in here. I'm just going to slide this over for a second. I just need to look this up. It should be Erie. How many of you guys know Atox Warriors maps? Atox and Snake, for that matter, make some of the greatest maps for this. Let me see if I can find this. I don't want to show his whole video on here because that's his property. And probably YouTube will like flag it or something like that, and I don't want to go through that. But Atox made, where is it? Did he have pictures of it? He had stills of it. Well, you can look this up on your own computer right now. But Atox made some beautiful map called Erie Country, and you can support him if you want to. He makes just beautiful stuff. And he had a whole section of it that was a graveyard based on Night of the Living Dead. I really liked this. So I think I want to do something like it. But let's just have it be more garden. Once again, to anyone new joining the stream, if you want to get my attention with something, only because I'm slightly dizzied by some of the comments, can you just type in @ambiguousamphibian before it? Otherwise, I'll assume that it's to everybody else. Okay, so let's do this. We're going to need like a... we could do a brick wall on the outside. Let's try a gray wall. I think gray is stoic enough. We could use it. Gray is definitely this most stoic color of brick. Now, we want this place to be fairly large, so let's make it about 18 by 18. And we'll go here, and we'll have it have a lot of entrances on the sides, but it's going to be kind of like an enclosure. Would that work? We could have the main entrance be kind of large. That's the middle 4, right? I think that's the only entrance we'll have be that large. Let's do this, and this, and this. I hope no one watching the stream is blind, because it'll just sound like I'm saying... Absolutely. I would. You wouldn't be watching a stream if... Well, maybe you are. I don't know. Okay, there we go. Would love to see a kind of karting track or a race track. That would be a lot of fun, Blade Cruiser. I like that. A bigger project. I think a simple drag race track would be very easy, and I don't think that would be very hard at all, because usually anything that doesn't involve a lot of interior furniture is fairly easy for me to do. Let's go over to this, and we're going to need a lot of trees. One of my favorite parts of this game is the vegetation tiles, and I don't know who did it, but I once asked the Indie Stone if I could interview a few of them, and I really, really love to do this. I have had so much stuff on my plate, and they said, well, I won't say what they said right now, because I don't know if they'll ever change their minds or anything like that, but who knows, maybe it'll happen one day. I would really love to do this, partly because I'd love to ask them a lot about the tile sets in the game. I just think they're amazing. How many of you guys like The Sims? And yeah, I don't know. If you play this game, you probably love The Sims. Play Burning Man Run on Erie Country. I like the idea of the Burning Man Run. I'm just trying to think of a story behind it. Let's do a tall hedge and a small hedge. That could be a lot of fun. Let's add another floor just so that we can kind of peek on what's going on in here. Maybe that's a bit much. You know, let's add in... We need more variation. I like the elevation difference. But let's try vegetation trees. Let's just add a tree to each side here. And you know what? Since we can't get that in there, we'll do... you know what? It's fine. We can just ignore it. We can just ignore it. Let's do that. That looks fine. Put that in there. We'll put a different kind of tree there. Worm Man's Farm. Lava Guy's houses. Candy Store would be fun, Ilian. What are you using to make these maps? I'm using a program called TileZ. If you Google, or actually if you send me a DM, or if you just Google it, if you can't find it, you could try it too. It's totally free to use. Very, very fun. I'm not sure you even have to own Project Zomboid to make maps for it, to be honest. I mean, it's a good deal, but hey, maybe you just want to make maps. Let's go there. And there. Ever played Darkwood? It plays a lot like Project Zomboid. It was a story based on Out of Sandbox. The game absorbed me and remains one of my favorites. I would like to play Darkwood. I haven't really gotten around to it lately. One thing that I've been trying to do is make new I've been trying to make new videos. I've been trying to make videos of games that I've been getting key for. One thing that I was pretty disturbed by was that one game that I got a key for that it just took me way too long to make a video for it. The game had actually died. Like, nobody played the game anymore. It was kind of upsetting because I don't know how I'm going to cover the game. So can I get a lot of you guys to play, what is it, Pandemic Express? If I could just get like 20 people to play the game at once, I could actually cover the game, because I feel bad because I got the key several months ago, but now I can't cover it because there's no players left. I felt terrible. Did I do this right? Yeah, okay, that's good. Oh, you know, this thing may be wider than it is long. That's weird. I could use game recommendations, but more probably so than that, I could use lessons in games at this point, because there's just so many games to learn. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. That was cringy. Leave. The design you're making really helps me think of a multi-level car park. Have you made one yet? I feel like a large open concrete areas would be one of my favorite of the military bases. As far as I know, I can't get a car on. And if you find out something contradictory, then contact me. Um, I'll be there in a hurry. But I can't figure out how to get a car onto the second level in Project Zomboid. I don't know if it can be done. Otherwise, I would love to make that building. I think that belongs in the game. Oh, it looks like I didn't even do the hedges here. That's probably why I'm going nuts. It's like building a Lego and losing track of where you are, you know? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Let's at least try to make it symmetrical in some directions. Come on. 4. What the hell did I do here? Oh, you know what I did? I done did it now. Done diddly doed it. All right, let's just make sure. Okay, so those do match. Ah, jeez. That really shivered my timbers. I don't know. I've run out of things to say. Oh, God. Alternating the hedge says, I did that around one house, and it looks nicer than just one type. Ah, I like that. That's a good idea, Blade Cruiser. Maybe if I... Are you saying to do this? Let's put this right here. If we maybe do that. I think that looks kind of jagged, though, for right now. I want to make this look like a memorial park. Where should we go with this? I feel like I'm playing chess and trying to figure out where to go next. Let's bring all this bullshit here. And then all this bullshit over here. And now our whole building is messed up. Let's bring this bullshit up here. No, 2. You know what? Let's make it even more enclosed and claustrophobic for the sake of Worm Man. Worm Man, he had a very big hand. Doctors didn't know what to do, so they didn't vaccinate him, and Worm Man got the flu forever. Worm Man, will you ever recover again? See, here's a reason why I like Twitch, is because people can clip things. Can you clip things on YouTube yet? You should be able to. Just clip my Worm Man song. All right, here we go. Or can we count this? I failed at something very simple, and that was making this whole place symmetrical in the first 5 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can that please be right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Okay, there we go. Worm Man. The Forest 2 has been announced. Interested? Absolutely, Wargoat. Man, I would play that game. Actually, some of my good friends who I have not spoken to in a while play that game, and it would be an excuse to go talk to them again. This is not symmetrical too. Damn it. All I wanted to do was create a cube, and I failed at that. I did not count this right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's make them all 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that needs to be one longer. Holy crap, that is really hard to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Needs to be one more. 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring this one over. Bring it around town. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is all got to be moved over. Okay, that's why I screwed up when I made this. Worm Man. Here we go. And put that there. And don't leave yet. There we go. Okay. It is finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've not lost my mind yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's it. We did it. Yes. Okay, wait. Let's just double check this last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's it. That's the Memorial Garden. It's done. Great. Make it make a DE Dust 2 in PZ. That would be great. I think somebody suggested that. Am I interested in custom map performance? Large buildings have a big lag when you enter them. Not really, though. I should be. That's a good point, Ilian. Are bodies of water a thing? An island would be cool with little survivor outposts. I like that. I want to do a survival island playthrough. Just a way to break it up some. I did a tall hedge, then 3 short, and alternated like that. Yeah, I think one thing that, I mean, I know very little about the building performance for right now. Mostly it's just art that I'm doing in here. It's kind of like me doing arts and crafts in my own way. But maybe if I break up into small and large buildings, it'll help performance. So I'm trying to think of ways to alternate small buildings like this with the rest. The one thing that gives me faith is that I have loaded up some of it, so it's not like I'm working completely in the dark anymore. I was working completely in the dark for a little while, which, you know, had its own charm. Okay, let's move this down. Rotten foods turn into worms and stored into compost tins. Takes a while though. Hey, thanks, Wargoat. I think I'd like to switch over to cockroaches as my main food source soon. You know, I've had it with worms. At the same time, I realized that you do rapidly lose weight with worms, so they aren't a very good long-term food source. Let's just add in more of these hedges. We'll do something fairly simple right now. Let's just vary it on those edges a bit. Okay, let's just give this a trim. Give the hedges a trim. Okay, let's do this, this. And we'll do one more on this side. Here. Order in the court. No, not there. We'll do this one like this. I know you can't see these hedges, but when you play the game, eventually you will, and you'll probably get bitten and eaten in them. I love your small community around Wormman. Can we get some love for Pyroman? I would think Pyroman deserved a little bit more too. Though, I mean, at the same time, some of that's up to just what YouTube promotes. But if you guys all go over to the, If you guys go over to the Lava Man video and like it, or like some of those ones, maybe they'll get promoted. I don't know. I can't really think of any other way, but I'm just trying to think of better series ideas so that they'll catch on more. One that I'm doing right now is RimWorld. If you guys enjoy RimWorld, I'd love you guys to come over and check out those ones. Let's see. Okay, we can delete that one because it's not perfectly symmetrical. I want to go for 4-way symmetry right here. We got that going there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that makes sense. But why is that there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Oh, because the thing is there? No, I made another mistake, didn't I? I didn't get perfect 4-way symmetry. Why did that happen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the culprit right here. We found it. One error. I knew I'd find an error. I am error. Okay, let's just move this over here so that I don't lose my mind. No one is double checking my counting. Normally I love you guys, but maybe someone's been saying it. I'm asking the devs right now if there's a way to get the car on the second floor. I must you pay. You don't need to do that. That's all right, but I appreciate it. I'll try to experiment some way. Homeless shelter, soup shelter, kitchen, and worm. Oh, I think Wormmad could eat all kinds of insects by the time we're done. Preferably tarantulas. Cabbage the best. I don't know if cabbage is the best. I think for right now, I think potatoes may be higher in calories. Though I did manage to find in the series, I did manage to find cabbage seeds. So I like the fact that I found that. And I did build an indoor greenhouse, so I should be using that in the next time. It's a very primitive indoor greenhouse. Let's just see if this is working out. We've got this here, and we've got... I don't want to put any vegetables in this thing. So let's put this in here. Okay, is the symmetry working out? It appears to be working out up there. I work out when I want in the spot. This is what... You remember that song? Kind of drove me crazy. All right, we got to go down one more with this one. Okay, now it should be symmetrical. To my naked eye, it does look symmetrical across each way. I think that this is finally the symmetrical construction of this. Okay, now let's just take this, and we'll put in one more thing of these beautiful flowers. Let's put this one down there. Great, there we go. Great, wrong spot. There we go. Right there and there. Okay, so now we got blue and red flowers all over the place. Wow, that took 20 minutes. Can't turn worm into the cockroach man. It's better Jenny Craig and definitely better than the Subway diet. Yes, good to hear it, Comdragon. I mean, I love RimWorld. I love RimWorld as much as I love my family. I love my family. Wahaha. Let's just add in some things to make the topography just slightly more, I don't know, like well-rounded. That, and I think I'm also going to, I don't need to do this, but I could do like a big angel. I know it's like an angel of death in the middle. Could I do stones? Would that make more sense? I'm trying to look for something that looks like respectful and not scary. Does that make sense? Let's try maybe like some brick, just random brick in the middle. Can't add that. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to need to add some. These fences look very respectful. You know what? We could make part of it like this thing. Let's add these posts to the ends because these look very, very respectful. I like the gravity of these posts. That's great. Okay. RimWorld stream, I'd be down. Hey, that'd be cool. Guys, I really want to stream to Twitch if I do that. So can you follow me on... I've been begging you for the whole stream to follow. Do a guy a favor. Thanks, everybody who followed me on Twitch. I'll definitely be doing more of these on Twitch, though. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a RimWorld stream to YouTube. I don't think that would alienate most of my subscriber base. That was actually one of the original reasons why I did it. Oh, you know what? I completely forgot. No, that was when I was streaming like League of Legends and things like that. But I do that from time to time as well. We could do this. Let's add in smaller fences. We got to do the power lines still, right? Let's add these in here. Let's just add in like a basic one, you know, like so that old people don't fall down on their way in. That's why all these fences are in there. All right, old man. You can do the walking now. God damn it. Gee damn it. List of popularity. Worm Man, Lava Man. I don't even know who is Pyro. Is Pyro Man the guy who sets fire to every building? He doesn't even exist yet. Worm Man is probably more popular than me. I'm living in his shadow. No, I like playing that character because it makes playing the rest of Project Zomboid feel so much easier. Like, I swear, ever since I played him, I got so much better at the game to the point where it scared me. I was like, I can't believe that I got that much better. You guys should really start your own Worm Man playthroughs because it makes the rest of the game so much easier to play. So much easier. I don't regret doing it. The first day or two that I made it, I was like, oh crap, this is going to be very difficult. And now I have no regrets. Lava Man. Well, you know who's going to be coming up next is all passion, no skill man in RimWorld, because that's the video I'm coming out with either later tonight or tomorrow morning. I played RimWorld, and I took a character with no skills but all passions. And it turns out he's pretty strong. It was very, very fun to play. He's not very fun for certain things, though. I'd watch on YouTube, not Twitch. I understand that. I think I'm going to do one of these a week to YouTube, but I think I'll keep the rest of them for the week on Twitch, because Twitch is exclusively streaming, though. YouTube has the, 24/7 videos. Even at 3 a.m., if you're feeling bored and lonely, you can come watch my video. I don't know why it needs to be like a good old boy thing, the way I'm making it sound. But maybe it is. Let's add in symmetrical trees. I like this kind of building because symmetry actually does make sense here. And symmetry is fairly easy to work out. Apparently not for me today. Is that symmetrical? That looks symmetrical. Okay, that's symmetrical. That's fine. This is actually very pleasing to look at. I'm liking it now. Bottom left corner has switched colors. Oh, holy crap. Thank you, DJ Anza. I'm going to go fix that right now. This sucks. Why did I do that? No! Thank you for the reminder, though. Oh no, now we got 2 blue over there. What are we gonna do now? Shiitake mushrooms. Oh, but it looks like I did only 4 over there. And it looks like I accidentally did 5 there. Oh my god, they're not lined up? No! That's gonna drive me crazy. Okay, I think I can do this. Okay, so it's an easy fix. That is great. Oh, thank you so much for having it be an easy fix. Otherwise, I would have banned you. Oh, wait, no, I messed it up again, didn't I? I'm just going to ignore the problem until it goes away. Of course, I'm kidding. Pyroman is the guy from the Left 4 Dead challenge. You jumped to... Pyroman is the... I really enjoyed doing that. You know, it was fun to find out that challenge is not so hard, because for many years, I had nightmares about that challenge. Let's just see how this is. Okay, so then that is a square. You know, I could use this tool to see how isometric it is. Or where the symmetry is. Okay. Randomly put in a snow tree. It's the white tree of Minas Tirith. Nah, I don't know about that. I don't know what else to add to this. I need to think of something else that would seem respectful. Let's add in a roof and see what that looks like. We'll add in, like, that concrete path. No, we can't really even get a look at it because of everything else that's under it. Let's go into natural blends. We should go into blends natural, and that way we can place grass around the entire map. Blends natural. No, that's the water. Let's add in some, like, light grass to the whole area. How does that look? We could try this other grass? No, that looks too dead. I think I'm all right with that. Okay, and then we'll try to add in blends. Now, there are some good paths that I'd like to use here, I think. Any suggestions? The white tree. That's not racist. That's the Lord of the Rings. Unless, of course, you have the argument that the Lord of the Rings is racist, which I have heard in many ways, and I just, to a great extent, I am becoming fearfully sure that may be true. But maybe not. I don't like to imagine that Tolkien was that kind of man. John Ralph Rule, or was it Ralph Rule? I think it was Ralph Rule Tolkien. I really liked his books, though. Let me see. No, I don't think that's true. Can we please not start that debate? I just said it. I'm sorry. Okay, let's get rid of this part and this part because we're going to add in paths there. Does this make sense? Okay, that's symmetrical enough there. Let's go into this part and let's go into this thing. Where is the roof? Where is the roof that I wanted? The roof that I requested. Exterior natural. Okay, so we're going to make an empty room and we'll just call this path. P-A-T-H. Interior walls, none. And we're going to add in that. Yeah, okay, that's the floor, and we want no trim on that. Oh, we can add a statue. We could do a statue in the middle, though I can't think of a 4-size statue. I would like to do that, though. Let's try this with this thing. And we'll have to get rid of that exterior wall. Actually, let's make it this large. That way. If we do that, okay, so now we've got the grass in the middle. We will have to replace that grass eventually, but now we can take away this wall by replacing it with a none wall. And now we've got this stuff. There we go. Okay, so now this should come out right. That's not what I wanted. There. And there. Okay, that makes sense, finally. Oh, great. We were waiting for so long for that to work. Okay, and let's get this one last one. And this one. Oops, that's not what I meant. There we go. Okay, now let's take away all of those walls. Can we take away this one too? Oh, no, we can't do it. Can we do it? Yeah, we can. Yes, we can. There we go. And that's all the walls. Okay, so then this is a very respectful path leading up to a very respectful memorial somewhere in the middle. So let's save that as that. Great. Oh man, talking of Tolkien, how build my Minas Tirith in Project Zomboid. I think we've got 7 levels, so we could do it. That would be awesome. All right, I'm liking the way that this is turning out. Let's just save our work and let's just plop it down somewhere in the world. I do like to keep a record of what I've made. So what is this? Garden Memorial. I think I called it Garden Memorial. No, that was the other part of Asherville. Let's just save that. Go back into TileZ. What was that? Memorial Garden. Okay, not Garden Memorial. That would confuse me, I'm sure. Let's go back into Wood or World Ed. Garden. Garage. Memorial Garden. Did I just say Memorial Garden or Garden? Okay, there we go. So there it is, and we'll put it down somewhere that makes sense eventually. Dang. Man, that took me a long time to do something very, very simple that should not have taken that long to do. And we somehow have a light in there, which doesn't make much sense to me. But, I think that it was all worth it for that tower now in the middle. And we did get a little bit more work done on our other spots. And the other good thing is that these are high payoff buildings because they aren't that involved. And they'll probably go easier on the game's, processing or whatever's going on in there. I'm just hoping that that's what happens. All right, we're going to save that. All right, at this point, I think I'm going to, I don't know, I'm getting pretty tired and I got to do a little bit of other work before the end. So I think I'm probably going to end it there. But I want to say thank you to you guys for joining me for this. I'm probably going to be doing most of these streams to Twitch. So I'd say 6 out of 7 days a week, if I'm streaming, I would be doing them to Twitch. So if you guys do use that, once again, and probably for the last time now, I will say, I would love it if you guys followed me on Twitch if you've not done so already. Their link is below, but it's usually a cleaner, just like simpler experience for me as far as streaming goes there. So I'm grateful for all the follows that we got there today. Thank you guys so much. If you do use it, that is. Otherwise, I will just be very alone on there. But yeah, what do you guys want to see in the future? Do you want to see more architect streams? Or do you want to see different kinds of games? Because I had been planning on playing Resident Evil 2 today. And I put up a stream schedule on my Discord. But I really want some feedback on this because I've been trying to get more organized with the content creation. And where is it in here? Where's my schedule? My schedule. I would love it if more people saw this. But in the middle of the week, if you guys were here for this, we did the Left 4 Dead challenge. And yesterday we actually did try Stalker briefly for a moment. It was pretty much like, do I want to play this for my channel? But I'd like to be doing some Teamfight Tactics because I really do like that game. Just a little bit every week. And then we always do Project Zomboid Architect. This week I more or less held to some of the buildings that I said I would. But yeah, next week I'll have something similar, and I try to keep the content on point with this too. So just if you guys ever want to see anything that I'm doing, check there. Thank you for joining the Discord. It's been really, really active lately. I think it's gone up in messages like crazy. And it's just nice to have this little community going. Thank you, Blade Cruiser. I appreciate that. Memorial Garden needs a hidden treasure to morally great. All right, I buy that. I'd like to do more hidden things and Easter eggs in the maps. Will Worm Man become a weeaboo? I think he already is. All right, and then we'll do some, I don't know, maybe over the next couple of weeks we'll do some fun streams. I'd like to do an AMA. I feel like I haven't really put my face on the videos in a long time. Maybe I'll get my webcam back up and running or something. But anyway, oh, thank you, Guild C. Yeah, so if you guys do use Twitch, come hop on over there, because I'll be doing this probably there for the next time. And I don't know, possibly on YouTube 1 week from now. I'll announce that in the schedule. But any other questions or anything about map making for me personally or anything else, feel free to mention me in the Discord. Just make sure it's like pretty specific or whatever, so that it's just because there's a lot of stuff to do throughout the day. I would really appreciate that. But feel free, just as long as it's not spammy. And otherwise, yeah, direct everything else to the Discord or to Twitter. Been using the Twitter for more random memes now. Oh, you guys are the best, man. I dreamt of having a big community like this one day. I'm just glad that it's happened around Project Zomboid, because I thought I would have to sell out to do something else, but we've done it with Project Zomboid, people. How many of you guys discovered Project Zomboid from this channel? Or YouTube randomly recommended from this channel to Project Zomboid, or rediscovered it? I've been hearing that a lot from people, like, didn't know the game changed and then rediscovered it from this, or like Mathis or Cromulin or someone like that. If we're streaming and Twitch do an announcement on YouTube, I don't like to do that because it feels dirty, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, everybody does that. I know YouTube got angry at people because they were doing that, got people off their platform. Was it the recommendation? I like it when that happens. Thank you, that one NG. Or NG? One NG. I'm going to go with NG. Well, either way, since Mathis stopped, Mathis is still at it, I think. Nomus appeared in my recommendations, and I rediscovered the wonders of Zomboid and more men. Nomus is outstandingly good at the game. I learned so much that I know from Nomus. I played it a long time ago, but I would buy this holidays because of the Mall series. Hey, cool. Man, the Mall series. I loved the Mall series. YouTube led me from Splattercat to... Yeah, Splatter played it too. What was I going to say? I just got him on Twitter recently. It's good. It's nice to have like a little league of other people who make content around. You know, it can be very isolating, so it's just nice. After watching a couple of your videos and Nomus's Zomboid content, he plays really well. Like, he thinks through everything. I think my play has gotten more like his as I've gone on. I remember he used to be like, every comment was like, "You are an idiot. You are so bad at this." And they still many are, but usually it's because I'm thinking more that they are not so bad. So I'm trying to do that with new games. What else? Got back into it with the 41 update. Nomus, Mathis, me, Splattercat. A lot of people were on it at once. Yeah. No, a lot of people have been doing it. You know who else? I think Nookrium. I like what he does on his channel. He covers a lot of variety. I kind of aspire toward that. Nomus is seriously so good at the game. I can barely survive 3 days, let alone the helicopter event. He is very good. He is very good. I rooted for him last year in the challenge because he is that good. He found a sledgehammer, though, so he got it through luck. But I think that the worms thing, I got that from a comment recently, and I was just like, that's a game breaker. I wonder if it'll change now. All right, guys. I felt like I had something else to say. Oh, yeah, so tonight I'm going to be coming out with a new RimWorld challenge. It's going to be all passions, no skills. I would really appreciate it if you guys gave this video a look whenever you get a chance, and just showed a little support, because I think it's going to be a really, really cool series. And I want to do another game, too, because I love Zomboid, but I also want to bring in a strategy game. And I think RimWorld is a good opportunity for that. I really like the community around RimWorld. I think it's got good people in it for the most part. I've gotten a lot of criticism in there, but a lot of it very well deserved. But anyway, I really hope that you guys check that out, because I think there's a lot of overlap between that one and this one. Check my Steam notification because it's bugging me bad. Will do. I've actually had to turn off a lot of them for the streams. But anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. I will be on YouTube possibly next week, either today, tomorrow, or the next day. I'll try to put it out a couple hours before if I'm streaming, as I did today, because I'm getting better with the YouTube interface, as many of you who are aware, who were here the other day. But otherwise, we'll be on Twitch probably for a bit, probably doing Project Zomboid Architect, maybe Teamfight Tactics, maybe some other stuff. Check the Discord for the schedule, and all the links below in the description. All right, guys, thanks, and as always, I will see you in the next live stream. All right, peace.